Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 469 of Tenno Clock. Nice. I am MDRLOz. This here is Xeno, and we are here to once again talk about Warframe for probably about 2 hours. We'll go through some community topics, a Warframe concept as well, and then we'll sort of just do some memes and some community shoutouts for artwork. So, we shall begin this episode of Tenno Clock, as we do every single episode. Well, not every single episode, but most of them, with some emblems. So, this week, we have 2 emblems, and I feel I immediately lose, because that's cheating. It's my emblem, I picked it, I showed it, and but I'm like, you just don't make an emblem out of that. I mean, it's well done, but at the same time, it's just cheating.
So, because I swear you were cheating, and
yes.
we
went for judge approval, didn't we?
Yeah, I went on. I was on a call with Nazeth sorting some stuff out, and I turned to him and I said, like, it's actually Nazeth and Thalion, but it's like, can you get like the Requiem mod symbols as clan emblems, shoulder emblems and things? And Thalion said no, and Nazeth was, yes, you can. And like the answer is no, you can't. But what you can do is get the exact image of Fass from the wiki, right? As sold by, what's her name? Grandmother as a glyph, right? And then submit that to DE and as an emblem.
Ah, so you can get it as a glyph.
Yeah.
And then somebody sends it into an emblem.
It looks verbatim like it because it actually has that black cloud verbatim like it. So it's just verbatim.
We absolutely sure then? It definitely can't be an emblem. It would be a bit weird, actually, yeah.
Yeah, no, it's not an emblem, it's a glyph. Like the spray glyphs, right?
Yeah.
But someone is clearly taking it from the wiki,
yeah,
right, and just submitted it as a glyph entry. And D, you're like, oh, we don't care. This isn't anything inappropriate or offensive. You're spending money on it, and it's our IP, so we definitely know that, there ain't anything wrong with it.
Yeah, we own it.
Yeah.
Well, the people who do the approval probably don't even know they care. They've just been given a list to
exactly.
assess images. But either way, I still lose because that's cheating.
Yeah, it's cheating.
It's nice, though, but it's still cheating.
It is.
I mean, it's clever that they've even sort of done the effect so it doesn't give you that sort of weird square border thing and everything.
Yeah.
But it's still cheating. It's still,
the effect is from the image on Wiki.
Yeah. Yes, I know, yeah. But they might have cropped it slightly because, if it's got a set shape.
Yeah.
Or adapt it out. And yours is an emblem. It's nice. So
it's there.
It doesn't matter because
yours cheated.
Yeah. Just going to defeat myself, but I submit it. But that doesn't matter because cheaters need to be pointed out. Anyway, Let's move on.
Right. Okay. So time to move on to.
If you would like to win 75 platinum, what you need to do is for Xeno to remember that you go into the description of this video.
I was trying to find that.
A link to a Google page.
What is that?
It's on 8. It's on 8.
It's on 8.
8.
That's not okay.
No one, thank you for Refuse. Refuse always doing legendary little memes for us for this. So yes, if you would like to be in a chance to win 75 platinum to play to use in your Warframe account, please go into the description of this video where you will find a Google form. Go onto that Google form, fill in all the information there, and submit it. This will include the platform you wish to play on, or the platform that you wish for the account to win the platinum of, and your in-game alias, spelt correctly. I'm going to say that again, your in-game Warframe alias. Mm-hmm. You've got to get that right, otherwise the platinum just disappears into the void, which has happened so many times before, so I have to keep mentioning it.
Tell you what,
fill in.
I'm gonna up the ante, right?
Oh,
I'm gonna up. Ante is getting upped, Loz. For every, unfortunately, PC only person that enters the votes, I will send you, and you have to have gifting turned on. I will send you a 30-day booster bundle, right? So that's worth 500 plat. Next week, right? So
how much plat do you have to burn?
Well, 31,000.
But that's even if you burn all of it, that's only enough for 62 people.
Yeah, I don't think 62 people are going to vote.
Okay, fine.
Well, the first 62 people.
The first 62 people who are on PC and have chosen PC as their platform chance to win 75 platinum, this idiot is going to waste all of his buttons up platinum on it. So, yeah,
well, I literally spent, I think it was like 2,000 on Nick from 2-star players, just buying him, was it 40 of the wolf heads?
2,000 isn't 31,000.
Yeah, I know 2,000 is 31,000, so I've got 31,000 left.
Anyway, if you at home are interested in winning 75 Platinum, please fill in that form with your platform of choice. Now, we give out one 75 Plat gift for PC, Xbox, PlayStation, and Switch independently. So do make sure if you're on those platforms, you submit it, the information in the correctly, and choose the correct platform, and you could chance to win. And then there's also for PC players, this idiot. So, moving on. There's your Christmas gift.
Yeah. I'm an idiot.
'Tis the season of giving.
'Tis the season of idiot.
Yeah, Tenno Bomb's closed. It's going to be in the war report in a sec.
Yeah, but I can still be nice to people. Do you want me to not be nice to people? Is that what you demand?
Yes.
I feel like you
must be Scrooge.
You just don't want to be nice to people, Loz.
You have to go to people and steal their platinum.
You got to go to people and steal their platinum.
Humbug.
Right. Okay.
I just love that meme from Accused. It's so good.
It is so good. I just want to look at it. Like, you know.
I'm saving all these up, by the way. I'm not losing them. Accused. I'm saving them. I rotate them around. So yeah.
Right.
There we go.
Okay. So it is time to do Dojo Dusting, and we're going to start Dojo Dusting with a Plat giveaway. So for PC, we have, I think it's Sasis.
Can I just correct? We're going to start Dojo Dusting with the Plat reward winners.
Apologies. That thing he said. I think we've got. Is that Sasis on PC? Solokalot 94 on PlayStation. Insane Gangster 23 on Xbox, and Tucker Wins on Switch. It wouldn't be Christmas if Tucker didn't win. It would also be a shock of the world coming to an end if Tucker didn't win. He just wins so damn much. Also, on on Twitter, you'll find a Baruch Prime Access giveaway. This will be closing on January the 4th. So I can get the contact whoever's on Twitter to receive their gift and everything. Their Baruch. It is the highest level Baruch Prime Access, so you get all the platinum and everything. And yeah, so go into Twitter and add that. This is where Loz is going to call me out and say, I don't see this thing. I haven't done it yet, Loz.
No, I was going to look up what a tier 3 Baruch Prime Access was called, and it's called the Serene Storm tier.
Never heard of that.
Serene Storm tier.
Don't know what that is. Oh, yeah, you can see the bundle here. I discovered the bundle for the first time right now. Right? In the footage.
Bundle?
Yeah, there's a bundle of all 4 types for 30 days for 500 Plat. Yeah.
Is that a good deal?
Yeah.
So how much would they normally cost?
It's 200 each, so you save 100 Plat. No, more than that. 300 Plat.
Nice.
Yeah. Oh, and you also got to make sure you spell your in-game alias correctly, because if you get that wrong, you ain't getting your bundle.
You ain't getting no bundles.
You gotta make sure you get it right. Yep, there you go.
Cool.
What else is there for Dojo Dusting? The looming. Oh, I still haven't booked my holiday. The looming. Did I book my holiday? I can't remember. What's it called? Charity. The.
Oh yes. Yeah, nice.
Charity stream, the 24 hours on Elden Ring. That is ever encroaching. Do you remember next week? I've also moved on straight to the next thing. Next week there will be just one topic for 10 o'clock. But memes. We got to keep the memes. What else? I can't think.
And shoutouts.
Community shoutouts, but the memes are more important.
I see.
They're so important.
Oh, well, no, actually make a good point, because somebody did ask for double memes. So, yes, we might give you double memes as a rule.
Yeah.
But, yeah, we'll get to memes when we get to memes.
Right. I can't think of anything else for Dojo Dusting. Should we move on to the War Report?
Let's move on to the War Report.
War Report it is.
So there's not much, obviously, for the War Report. My Christmas hope of a magical operation never materialised, though. So hopeful.
I think they're still working.
Yeah, right. Anyway, so Tenenbaum has now closed, and we reached the maximum tier, and Tenenbaum finished. DE will now donate $60,000 to Sick Kids Foundation at the end of Tenenbaum, which is now hit, and everyone who logs in can get the festive Viso R Tenenbaum glyph, Carl 175 Tenenbaum glyph, Noggle statue, Snow Day Frost. So I think that's that special Frost one. Ooh, tempting. And a 3-day affinity booster when you log in next until January 22nd at 2 p.m. ET. So you got till January 22nd, log in, you're going to get a 3-day affinity booster. It's quite nice, and some cool, unique stuff. I have seen the Carl one, was looking at that. He's like in hockey pads.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so that they are
Nice.
unique lists. I assume that Frost might also be unique, or maybe we've had that before, I don't know. But that's really cool, and all you got to do is log in. And it's really interesting now that I don't even need to consider like what platforms are available. It's like it's all platforms now. We are as one. We are as one.
Nice.
Yep.
Nice.
No, that was the for the number of the episode of the.
No, it's still nice to be all as one.
Yeah, but you didn't. It's episode 469.
Nice.
There you go.
I mean, to be fair, I kind of wanted to save it for 489, which is 69 plus 420. 420. Hey, they're two numbers.
You can make that joke when we get to episode 42,069.
I'll wait for 1,337. So.
Yes, that might actually be achievable before we die.
Right. I think that. Oh no, we've also got Baruch. Oh yeah, you can see me here buying these stupid statues.
What are these stupid statues?
They're the heads of the different wolves. So there's a room in the Void that's newly added, and unfortunately the lighting does not match the rest of Lua. It's in Lua, does not match the rest of Lua whatsoever, and it's supposed to be where the the fucking Orokin would do the continuity, where they would transfer your consciousness into another body. Yeah,
that's rubbish, because that was done. Oh, what? Or was it? No, that was the parade was done on that mountain, wasn't it? Not the actual continuity itself.
Yeah. So, but yeah, that's.
Why?
So
And they're like,
statues.
oh yeah, we're going to do our continuity. Better put some wolf statues around.
No, so the idea was that Varuna has lore revolving around that. Like she would, I can't remember if she looked after the new bodies before they got continuity'd, or whether or not she hunted down the new bodies, or I really can't remember. It's in the Lavarian entry, but yeah.
Just annoys me that even the lore is now being chucked into the better put this all in one patch blender. Oh, we need a lore for this Warframe. Well, what content are we producing at the moment? Well, we're going to have like a minor change to survival game mode. And where's that going? Lua. Why is it going on Lua? Well, we need Corrupted, and we're going to put this one new extra enemy that we've done where we slap the stupid thing on a mob we haven't yet.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That means that bloody Varuna needs lore from Lua.
Anyway, so we did so that's pretty much it for the war report. Should we move on to the topics?
Yeah.
Cool.
That way I can be less grouchy. I am Scrooge today. Scrooge.
It's because it's not Christmas yet. You need your Christmas.
Christmas.
Right. The infestation. Oh, sorry. Our topics for this week. So topic 1 is the infestation is the worst type of zombie outbreak scenario. Topic 2, Lua Thrax Plasm was such a good idea. And topic 3 is the concept Henia Demon Warframe. Right, okay. So the first,
instead of just triggering the actual topics as you read them out, it really should be like a thing in the middle of the screen just has all 3 topics on as a separate thing. Because by the time you click topic 2, it's like sometimes it's half on one side, half the other. You don't actually get to read the full title.
Hold on. Got a to-do list for this holiday, Loz. I got a to-do list, right? So
Xeno's going to finally apply the magic and update from the clock. I promised you ages ago.
Right, I did. Add topics to middle of screen
as an asset.
as asset to show off.
I've only been doing this for almost, 10 years.
Get Loz his Warframe news. Sorry, War Report intro. War Report intro. I'm doing it, Loz. I've got a to-do list.
Fix buttons. That'll come up later when he forgets. Anyway, let's move
on here.
Topic 1.
Right, okay, topic 1. Right, as he mocks me. Right, so topic 1. The infestation is the worst type of zombie outbreak scenario. Not only this thing can make you into a abhorrent monster, but the way it infects not only is scary, but nerve-wracking. It can contaminate through spores, through bites, or fluids, plural. That's kind of concerning. This thing not only limits itself to make you alive inside a wretched body that no longer control, but it... So many words. Anyway. But it can also corrupt the buildings, machinery, even IA. Is that meant to be AI? I feel that's meant to be AI.
I feel that's meant to be AI.
The infestation also adapts to new ways to lure its prey, like how it did with Arlo in Precept 44. Or Precept 44. What's Precept 44? What the heck is Precept 44? Do you have the wiki open? You tend to have the wiki open.
I do have the wiki open. I will look. Search. Precept 44. The Jordas Precept?
Oh, okay.
That's what the wiki is linking to, but I don't remember. This page, calling all Cephalons, Precept 44 failing, extinction event, please help me assemble. So it's something that the Cephalon in the Jordas... Was that the Jordas?
Yeah. The Jordas Golem.
He said.
Yeah. Cephalon Jordas. Right. Okay. This topic. Right. How do you feel about the infested?
I think the infested are great and all, but DE is never. It's so weird. Warframe. You look back on the almost 10 years almost of Warframe.
Yeah.
And the starting point we had the Grineer, the Corpus, and the Infested. Those were our starting 3 to give us variety for enemy types. Bit like very similar to how Destiny had multiple enemy types to start with. So your Grineer are your clone. They're almost like a mockery of Space Marines. Almost, they've got cybernetically enhanced bodies. They're all clones, and they're big bulky boys and girls.
Yeah,
sort of like Gears of War, but just crippled sort of troopers.
Yeah.
Then you got your Corpus, which was supposed to be highly focused on their... What was the term? What was the term for mowers and things? There was a term. Proxies. Oh, it's a good term as well. I like it. Proxies, so that they would have a limited number of human troops, and the proxies would support it, and they'd be focused on those. And they're supposed to be obsessed with Orokin technology. And then the Infested, which kind of a holdover from the original idea that they wanted to carry on from Dark Sector, and that this was the Technocyte virus, because there was links to that in the original days of Warframe, and that's slowly been phased out. But as time's gone by, the infestation has been used as a tool in story points, but always sidelined. Never any chance that even when it came to the forefront and our goal was something infestation, it never really was the infested. It was just always maybe to the side. Only like once or twice did they ever get close to like giving them some depth of things. The infestation is there. They were a weapon in the war made by the Orokin, and they were released, and they infect things. And you can find them on old Orokin ships, and they infect things. And they can infect things, and they're sort of a pseudo-intellect. Some of them do talk about, we got Jorda stuff and like that, and then we got the Arlo stuff. It's like, okay, there's a bit of intelligence there. But they never really go on about it. And also, it's annoying that it never feels scary. But though, as this person pointed out, they're really interesting. They can infect just about everything. Like, you do get your standard zombies, don't infect people. You've got your Flood, say, from Holo. Can't recall them directly infecting technology. Obviously they can just spread into technology, but they don't like literally seem to infect it. I mean, there's probably examples. I'm not the best on Halo lore. And then what other games have got infected sort of zombie strains I can think up? I mean, there must be one in Destiny, but oh no, it's the Hive. Hive's kind of infecty.
I thought it was,
but not quite. They're not zombie-esque. Yeah, I don't think they quite have a like monstering, gibbering mess faction. They're very humanoid, all their factions, as far as I can recall. So, and they're also kind of, Star Trek-wise, the Borg-esque, infecting people to serve their cause, then you kind of join them, sort of thing. But it's annoying that they should be scary. They never have been. Go and play Dark Sector, and I do remember early on, it's not that DE can't do scary, DE can do scary. There's an early point in Dark Sector where you fall down a pit, and then the infected Technocyte people are like crawling under vents into this room with you. Really cool scene. You never get that feeling in Warframe. We never get to the point where we're worried about protecting survivors because they're going to get infected with infestation, whatever it is, It's not an issue. And then they gutted them even further by having things like the Myconians.
Yeah, Mycoans.
Yeah, Myconians, I think it's from Star Trek. Mycoans. And it's like, so they sort of live with the infestation. Okay. And now we've even got the bloody family who basically they don't even seem to mind that they're infected. They're not like searching for a cure. They're like, oh yeah, we're infected. It's fine. We just live here now. And we can't be out. They're literally in fact, seeing as they came out during the pandemic, the family are bloody just like COVID people kept in lockdown that never wanted to leave. They've realised they can just stay at home and everyone will just deliver to them, us. Mm-hmm. And so they just stay at home under lockdown. And they're fine. So the infestation should be cool and scary. We should be worrying about I'd love us to suffer a loss, have to see us lose territory to a rise of an Australian infestation. That'd be amazing. Really horror loss scenario.
Let's destroy a planet. Just completely and utterly lose a planet to some gibbering monster, right? That's that's infested. That's just basically wandering around the origin system, like the Kuva Fortress, right? But it took out a planet to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, have you ever seen The Expanse?
Yeah.
Yeah, so in that you have horrible, gibbering, weird infection thing. And they do lose a colony. It's like, oh my god, we lost. I can't remember which colony it is or something.
I want to say it's Venus.
Is it Io? I don't know.
No. Io's around.
No, it goes to Venus afterwards, but they lose a space station to it.
Oh, I think it was Ganymede.
Yeah, something like that. And it's just it's oh my god, it's so infected. What is this infected stuff doing? And it's turning people into weird things. Whereas the infestation is just sort of jokes in Warframe, in my opinion.
I think part of the problem is with the infestation is that you should see a lot more variety in them than we should see maybe the equivalent of a literal Hulk from the Marvel universe. This thing is so strong and powerful, or again equivalent to
we have that with the Ancients.
No,
with the different
are you trying to
kind of big and bulky?
Spore Lacer dead, right?
That's a different issue. I mean, I do appreciate that they never.
Though it may be a different issue, at the same time, we have gotten so powerful that none of it is able to compete. And why not? This is a living organism, right? This thing is supposed to be able to grow and adapt, much like the Borg, at a rate that's it's supposed to. I don't know how we haven't cleansed the origin system with of the infestation, right? I genuinely don't.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's what it's similar to the annoying thing. It's in the 40k universe, Games Workshop kept it in a perpetual, almost in the fridge, for the longest time because they didn't move the plot along.
Yeah,
and DE have been trying to move bits and pieces along by adding new factions with Nama and the Sentients are kind of here a bit more. But did the Grineer lose anything? No. Did the Corpus lose or gain anything? No. Did the Infestation anything? No.
See, I can appreciate the fact that the Corpus and the Grineer, quote unquote, not losing anything, because they're so massive, right? Like maybe they lose like several dozen Baelor Fomorians, right? Or maybe it's supposed to feel like they lose a lot more, but it's over in the blink of an eye because that's the new war for you, right? The new tickle fight.
No, but it should be that we never have an impact. Even I know there's so many billion Tenno actual people playing the game and things, but in theory, like the handful of Tenno, let's say there's only, well, according to the play quest storylines, it's just you. But let's say there's only like 200 active warframes with Tenno attached in the solar system, something like that. And that they can't make any impact onto the 50 trillion Grineer that exists within the solar system.
Yeah.
But Narma should have made a massive dent.
Yeah.
But it hasn't. I don't even get why it hasn't, because they literally took over everyone.
I also
down
feel
to like a handful.
I also feel that the infestation should have like thrived, because like, you know, Narma was busy dealing with
or Ballast should have crushed the infestation.
Fine.
One or the other.
Yeah. But like, you know, we got nothing. I personally, I would have liked it, like, you know, the infestation was left alone and thus it was allowed to thrive, because, you know, the Corpus and the Grineer are too busy dealing with Narma, right?
No, they all lost. No, they weren't dealing with Narma. They all lost.
I suppose.
They lost. The whole solar system lost to Narma. It wasn't just like, there might have been like a handful of scraggly people hiding out there, but we're talking 95% plus lost to Narma.
I mean, in that case, then why not just deal with the infested, right? You know, unless like, the infested went into hiding. But then again, like, it should have been growing, it should have been evolving and stuff. And that's one thing I dislike about the infested, is just the fact that if any faction like hasn't been more stagnant, it's like, okay, so
the infested never got their open world.
I will agree with that, because obviously people are going to react and say, well, what about Deimos? But let's face it, it's not their open world, is it? It's the Entrates.
Yeah.
Right? So I agree with that sentiment. And yeah.
Now you could say, is the Plains really the Grineer one? Yes, it is. They talk to you. They have unique things there that have implications. They run the missions. You're fighting against them. Whereas, there's more of this strain. I mean, they could have done it differently for Deimos. Like, you know, with the new the special. Is it the Grey strain?
I want to say yes.
I feel it's the Grey strain, but. What? It's got some special different types of enemies. I don't interact with them any differently. They don't seem to do anything different.
You don't do anything with Vass and Fom.
Yeah.
Vom and Vass.
Yeah, Vass and Fom. Yeah, exactly. Vass and Fom. What is Vass and Fom apart from just two?
It's the day-night cycle. It's just the
day-night cycle. It's just the day-night cycle, but it's just like, why? What benefit does it have? These two infested creatures seem to attack each other and regenerate endlessly. Why? It really annoys me that they did the day-night cycle on Earth. I know you have some critical issues with it, but in a lot of ways, I feel it was a success of giving the Plains more interesting dynamic. And then I don't even know what the point of it is on Fortuna. Oh, it's hot. Oh, it's cold. They never delivered the promised thing with the, what was it called? The terraforming system.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Never went anywhere. And they never implemented it in the game. And then they just went, it's hot and cold. It's clearly like they were supposed to implement it. The craters are still there of where it was supposed to happen. It's like, it just never happened. And then, there's a day-night cycle on Deimos. The only thing I know it does is that there's those little stupid areas that are always the same, where there's bits of either residue you need to pick up and you need this as a resource. That is it.
I think it also is supposed to affect the wildlife, like... You know, it's sort of like the fish are affected and the conservation targets are affected, but not to such a massive amount, I believe. But, I mean, it's just wait 20 minutes for the next one.
Yeah. You know? It just feels like they've always done one, so they had to put it in.
Oh, this is the room.
Why is there... Why... What?
This is where they do the... I fell through it somehow because I think it was moving.
I thought, wow, you've transported yourself into a different thing. No, you've just fallen through the moving object. Well,
I think I just accidentally clipped through it, but...
Maybe this room and this stuff... does it just randomly spawn, is what you're saying?
Yeah.
When you're just doing missions? Okay. Yeah. Maybe this is going to have some impact in the future and we're going to see, but who knows?
Yeah.
I don't like though they've just stuck those wolf statues. What? Why? Is there some?
Varuna is supposed to have cultural relevance to.
Are you marking that? Is that important?
No. So that apparently during the actual continuity, they would actually have slaves play on that specific mandachord as part of like the whole process. It's thematic.
If Varuna had some sort of link to continuity and what's transference that was the reason why it was used to complete it, like it was a focus or a loci that was needed to power the system, I would understand.
But not the guard dog.
No, guard dog. Like, do you know lots of places have guard dogs. They don't make statues about them. Because it's the freaking guard dog. It gets chained in the corner at the door.
Anyway, sorry, we've derailed. Let's.
Distracted. Well, it's again, it's the same thing in the Fested. It's just focusing on the wrong thing and not giving worth to the right thing. So I really feel there's so much untapped potential with the infestation. What I was hoping was the new war. I have frustrations with new war, and I suppose I'm going to have to either make some form of video at some point about it, because it's still just so many problems with it, and they didn't. But after that, maybe they would be like, right, we're done with the sentience. We can't make them work as a design. Mm-hmm. Every time we show them in the lore, they're this, but when we put them in game, they're just really. We can only have you fight 4 at most, and they just it just is not what they promised for the infestation. I don't know if the engine can't do it or whatever. They just don't deliver. They're not a threat. They're not anything. Since their release, they've only gotten weaker, not stronger. It's annoying, and so they're like, we're done with sentience. We just can't do it. We couldn't even do the sentient mum. We got rid of that because it was infeasible or something. I don't know why. It annoys me that mother, the whole mother thing.
Grandma.
And then mother's dead, and then you'll become mother. It's like no, this wasn't what I was promised in my TennoCon trailer.
Let's not worry too much about that.
No, hang on. Okay. I was hoping that sentience are gone. Because they just, I was trying to describe all the reasons why they've just given up on sentience. Like, right, you know what? We've rounded off the sentient story with this Nama thing. They're done. And then there's Nama, which we'll keep around, just an explanation, whatever. But now we need a new threat in the solar system. Well, we've got the man in the wall. That's more of a long-term thing. But what we'll do is we'll big up the infestation. Because we've had no explanation of the infestation. Yeah, they had the we had the golem. We had the first golem boss. No, it's not Lephantis now, isn't it? Yeah, which was originally the golem. And then we've had
J3 Golem.
J3 Golem became J2000 Golem, that then became the Lephantis.
The Jordis Golem becomes Lephantis.
No, originally, the Golem boss in Warframe was a weird little, the corpus guy who's infected with the square head. It was called J3 Golem.
Yeah.
Right? Then they put in the new Lephantis model, and it was called J3. I think it was supposed to be, or they announced on the stream as the new J3 Golem. It then got turned into J2000 Golem,
right?
And then that got changed into the name of Lephantis.
Oh, I don't remember the J2000 Golem.
It's J2000. Let me just check. I'm pretty sure.
No. I'm fine with not fretting over those facts. But again, like it. Yeah. Did you have more of a point?
Yes, in fact, the Lephantis page says redirected from J2000 Golem.
Fair.
So. They've never gotten any bosses. We got a little inkling maybe with there was the trial, and then there was, what was the Nightwave called? Arlo.
Yeah. The emissary. Yeah.
But neither of these things really materialized into anything more substantial. No overarching plan, no overarching progress or anything. So I was hoping that with all the fallout from all of the stuff in Sentience, as you said, then the infestation just takes hold in more places and just spreads, and that would be the new issue we have to deal with.
Yeah,
that would be kind of cool. I think they could be the primary villain just taking over. It's not as they've got so much more stuff to work with. They don't have to worry about silly backstories or silly how is this going to work or whatever. They're linked to the Warframes anyway, so it is still important and relevant to Warframes. And it gives you reasons why maybe we would still need to keep necromechs around because they're not linked to infestation technology, and that could be exploited.
Well.
It's useful.
Not to overly big up the infestation and effectively give them from what I understand with the Tyranids, Leviathans. Is that what they were called?
Which ones? The Biotitans?
No, the ones that were like their ships. Is it Leviathan fleets or something like that? With the giant...
Oh yeah, no. Hive Fleet Leviathan it's a Hive Fleet, not
it's a specific Hive Fleet.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So I meant the Hive Fleets themselves. I don't want to give that to the Infested, but my biggest question. But
that's just to point out, that's the similar problem 40k has with their pseudo equivalent in the Infestation. I know that the Tyranids don't, but there's a lot of similarities. A mass horde thing that eats everything, consumes it, turns it itself, sort of. But the Games Workshop has always had this thing. It's like, oh well, in some parts of the lore, the entire solar system is actually, everything outside the solar system in the void of the galaxy is just. Oh, sorry, yeah, outside the void of the galaxy is just Tyranids waiting to come eat the galaxy, and then. At the same time, there's like, there's Hive Fleets that are entering the galaxy, attacking the Milky Way galaxy, and they're about there. They're going any further?
No.
They're about there. They can't win. Someone's like, there's millions of them.
They're getting closer. It'll be any millennium now.
Exactly.
Right. But my point is, right, there's one thing that canonically in Warframe about the Infested that's just like, whatever happened to this?
Okay.
And that's the what was the Plague Star? Why is the Plains of Eidolon the only fucking place that's been hit by the Plague Star? Why hasn't there been any other?
Isn't the Plague Star the thing that fell down?
Well, yes, but why hasn't?
But you make a good point. It's like why haven't we expanded that and come up with other? Well, do one on the
Fortuna, on the Valors, right?
And hell, are these coming from Deimos? I assume these are coming from Deimos. Deimos? Yeah.
No, I don't know where they're supposed to come from, because if I remember correctly, they're supposed to come from the asteroid belt that I believe is between Mars and Jupiter, or Jupiter and Saturn. I can't remember where the asteroid. I can never remember where the starting asteroid belt is in our solar system. Loz is looking it up.
I think it's on the other side of Mars.
I thought it was Mars and Jupiter, but I keep remembering. I keep hearing. It's like no, it's beyond Jupiter, because that's the whole point of the Expanse. Is that it's like
no, it's on the other side of Mars.
It's on the other side. Okay, well, okay.
Yeah, because otherwise it would cause an issue. Like if we ever wanted to try and reach Mars, we'd have to navigate. Well,
no, I know it's definitely not between us and Mars, but for that exact reason. But regardless, I think the whole point was that they're supposed to they take an asteroid, they infest it, and then they shoot it at Earth, or they shoot it. And the whole point is that they're supposed to be doing this on the regular basis. But Earth is the Plains of Eidolon is the only place we've ever seen this damn thing hit, and we have to constantly purge it. It's not like there's another one that comes back all the time. It's like, or another one that lands. It's just it grows back, right? And I'm like, well, why hasn't this hit any of the other planets, right?
Oh, is it what? It's still growing back each time. It's just the same one.
It's supposed to grow back. It's supposed to be growing back.
Oh,
right, because don't.
That's cool.
But yeah, so the whole point is that you're supposed to have this infestation that you're constantly fighting, and supposed to, but why hasn't this hit Mars? Mars is significantly closer to the asteroid belt than it is. I might be getting the asteroid belt thing wrong, but I'm pretty sure the idea is that they clung onto an asteroid and then just we're going over there now. It's like, why couldn't we have a mission on Railjack, right, where we have to destroy effectively these asteroids that the Infested are clinging onto, right? Hit them mid-flight.
Yeah, they're not that common then. If there's only one Plague Star that landed on,
but they should be more common.
They might not be. It might be, it might be really tricky for them to actually launch these things. Maybe they have to infect several asteroids, bring them together to make sort of like a biological slingshot system to launch them.
Sure, but regardless, right? After
also the maths of that, of trying to hit an object with another object billions of miles apart.
If memory serves, I think Plains of Eidolon came out, I want to say 2016. Was it 2017? 2016 was the first TennoCon, right? It was also the same year War Within came out.
October 12th, 2017, Plains of Eidolon.
Right, okay, cool. So we've got 2017, right? It's been 2018, 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022, 5 years, right? If we want to consider that, right? Time, so 1-for-1 time.
Well,
how has there not been another one?
We got October, we had the Plains of Eidolon out. Then November, the next month, we got Plague Star.
Yeah.
Because Plague Star was one of the best recurring events they've done. It's how they should do recurring events for things. It's so much better than how they were doing. That they by not automate. They don't do it enough, but at the same time, by not automating it, it was great.
Yeah.
Things like that when they automated the things, they just lose all worth of it. The whole Razorback and Fomorian, they're gutless.
Yeah,
absolutely gutless. Just auto events. I don't think I've ever done one since they automated it. I think maybe I did one.
Yeah,
and it actually gutted all that core content. I just feel so meaningless. Whereas Plague Star comes back, I do Plague Star. Every time it comes back, I like to do Plague Star. It's good.
Yeah.
Last one, it's been over a year. Wow.
I mean, I don't get me wrong, I really like it. And even if they were to bring it out this Christmas, if they're just like,
yeah, I don't get it. It's like, just check it out for Christmas. That's a perfect thing to check out for Christmas. But did you know, actually, I've just on here, I didn't know this, actually. As of update 30.7, the event has the most opposing factions present in one mission. The Tenno, the Grineer, the Infested, and at night time, the Sentients and Vasca Kavats. The Steel Path will also spawn an Acolyte every few minutes, bringing the total number of factions to 6.
Oh, cool.
So you get Acolytes on the Steel Path version of Plague Star.
Oh, cool. Down for that.
It's really interesting. It's like, wow, they put more classes. Like, this just annoys me so much. It annoys me so much.
Yep.
But yeah, so Plague Star is great. And we should have more. We should have more.
We really should.
Oh yeah, even says Wiki, unlike most events of Warframe operations, the Plague Star is a reoccurring event with the infested boil regrowing every several months and the Tenno will call to cull it once more.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's basically, and it's not on an automated system, it's when they decide to. So it feels more important.
To be honest, I would be 100% down for them to have a sort of like a random roll of the dice of Plague Star will come out this time this year, right? It'll come out this weekend of this year, and just how it completely. So they themselves, it's a black box. They don't know when it's going to come out, right? But it will come out at some point, and it's not like scheduled. It will happen.
Wow, just 2022 is the first year without a Plague Star.
Wow.
I mean, I remember here. I don't mean to be. I hate being mean, but I hate to be mean about it. I remember they saying that the whole Rebecca being in charge and Steve stepping down thing was since early this year. Yeah,
February. Yeah,
and obviously that's not going to completely affect the production schedule. But the fact that this has been missed and now would be a perfect time over Christmas to just drop something like this.
Yeah.
Why is it not being activated? It'd be cross-play. It would be a reason to really get some stress tests going.
Yeah.
Now's the time. Now that we've got crossplay active, let's have something to get on with it. They should really kick out Plague Star, just because it's sad that it's not. That's really bad. I mean, it does feel sometimes like, well, why is it taking so long? There was one in 2017, two in 2018, one in 2019, one in 2020, and the 2020 one was in January. So, they might be like, maybe that's what they're doing. Is that because January is always a slow month?
I kind of realized I didn't actually mention this. I don't know where the source is. I think Nazith messaged the pair of us on it. Apparently there's been an issue with the exploiter and
oh yes.
I kind of wish that we actually touched upon. It's important to note that these are temporary fixes to prevent the complete inability to defeat these bosses due to the above issue. So basically, they have had an issue that I don't know the full ins and outs of it.
The code fix is required for issues to be released before the holiday break.
Yeah, but they're going to come back to. So it may just be a case of like they're too scared of what will happen if they turn it on Plague Star. It might be a case of they turn it on as like, oh, none of it works. Shit. Yeah. So I kind of get
Plague
that.
Star
But
would have been perfect for over Christmas.
yeah.
It really would have been. But yeah, I can understand that that's the problem. But I don't think it was on the cards either way. It's just this is just a bug that's cropped up.
Yeah.
But anyway, you're right. So you were saying that we should have more Plague Stars. Oh,
Yeah.
Also, I would my jaw would drop, and it'd be amazing if after the next Plague Star, or that one of the things they work forward going to be is that we have a Plague Star, then afterwards the thing gets fought back, and then at the same time though it was revealed that it's been digging this whole time.
Oh yeah.
And so there's now Deimos style caves underneath the plains of Eidolon.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be cool? Because it's digging for something particular hidden under the plains.
Yeah, I mean 100% down for that.
New bounties, new ways to have missions. Literally just reuse the tile sets and assets they've got for Deimos. Do some cool new missions down under there.
Yeah.
Add it into the Plague Star event that we at the same time though it digs deeper. It's digging deeper every time, but then it'll still fill out the caves after a small time. So you get Plague Star, and then the aftermath of Plague Star, we have to go down deeper. Expand it out. That's like it's becoming a growing thing. Let's go. Something. What will happen next? What happens when it reaches whatever's down there, which we don't know. It could be cool. People with theorycraft. It'd be that's the things to get people excited about instead of just nothing.
One thing I'd really like them to do. What I'd really like DE to do. Is I know Callisto Protocol has had some issues, right?
Yes.
But one thing that I think is really cool with Callisto Protocol is that if you don't handle the enemies fast enough, they can evolve and become tougher, right? Can we start seeing that sort of thing for the Infested? Can we start seeing warframes that are... Sorry, not Warframes. Infested, that if you don't deal with them fast enough, they just become tough as hell.
It really annoys me that they gave Sentience this whole sentient Warframe hybrid thing for you to fight, when it really clearly should have been the Infestation.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean...
Or why can't we see the Infestation try and make new Warframes?
Sure. I mean, we had the brilliant idea, the concept from... Silver last week of Baphomet.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I mean, and what are Warframes? They're just infested.
Exactly. Yeah. So. And that I felt was a really cool explanation. The way they did, obviously the new the War Within, the Second Dream, a little bit of the War Within, but then the Sacrifice. That whole arc was beautiful.
Yeah. And we have I think the infested strains we have are. We have the regular...
wait, that means the bloody Infestation the Sentience can control Infestation? I really don't think they thought through the new war stuff. It really doesn't make sense.
Well, I mean, they I wouldn't say they can quote-unquote control the Infestation. It's like they just hindered it with the Helminth variant. So it's like, people...
The Sentience.
The
Sentience. The Archons mean that Sentience can control the Infestation.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
you're right. Damn. Okay. Yeah. I got no response to that.
Yeah.
Should we?
What is lore? What is continuity? I don't know.
And on that bombshell. I feel that there could be more for the Infested. I feel there could be so much more for the Infested. So, screw the Sentience. Let's just go with the Infested. All right.
Yep.
Should we move on to the replies?
Sure. So, first reply. The Infestation is pretty fascinating, from its origins to the various strains. If I recall correctly, apparently the Infestation also creates templates for a sort of organic mass production of combat-capable creatures. Its hive mind determined through combat that ancients, leapers, and runners were effective in battle, so it keeps generating them for its armies.
I mean, citation needed. I'd love to know where you got
one
that
citation
from.
needed. Secondly, if anything, that's just going to be an excuse DE added in as why there's the same types you're fighting.
I mean, but to be fair, it makes sense. If it survives, if it works, then
One thing that they show is that the Infestation... Actually, that's a great thing about the Infestation. Doesn't have liches.
Yeah.
Doesn't have an enemy that has a modular system. Both the Corpus and the Grinner have those. The Corpus have several.
What's your point you're trying to highlight?
Well, the Infestation would be the ones that would really need it the most.
Yeah. Very,
modular
very
Infestation so. for even just it'd be better for the basic ones that you just see a lot more you'd see a lot more variation in the Metal Model Shift fighting.
Yeah.
Be great. And it would fit into lore well with it, but we've had neither of those things.
I would love it if basically there's something like a contagion or something that basically forces your Warframe to not so much go rogue but split. So your infested lich is basically oh god, what's the process where cells divide?
Mitosis?
Yeah, is basically
meiosis.
One of them. It's basically the whole point is it's where the cell divides and effectively the Warframe just sort of like shudders and maybe its arm comes off and then it regrows into whatever this thing is.
Yeah, I'd love to see a quest. Like if you want to do a cinematic quest, do it with like the part of one of your Warframes starts rebelling or gets infected with an infestation person, and like part of it falls off, or you're able to stem it and prevent it, and then that bit gets carried away and it regrows into like your. Oh, that'd be great.
Yeah.
If you're
And I'd like it if basically you quote unquote kill it off, but effectively, what you do is you kind of put it in stasis, so you actually have your own. Let's call it the XenoLoz variant, right? There's only one of these things, right? But you put it in stasis.
The Xenosis variant.
The Xenosis variant, right? And what you can do is you can choose to let it out, infect your Warframe, right? So it could be a different Warframe, and then basically you go on the hunt for it again, right? But it's the same one each time, right?
So it almost becomes a bit like the Predators from, Predator series, that you're almost making your ultimate
prey
to hunt.
Yeah.
That's also cool.
Yeah.
That'd be so cool. Yeah. So instead of it just something. Oh, and they could expand on the whole expansion of the whole neck things, which they never did anything with. Yeah. At one point they promised we could put those back in. They never sorted that out.
What do we call it?
Oh, well, I'm trying to remember with the word of like Xeno plus Loz, so Xenosis, but I think that might be an actual word for like something to do with smelling. Xenosis. Alien infection. Okay, so that's already a game name. That's cool. How can we add the Zelnosis? Zelnosis? How about that? Yeah, Zelosis. Let's go with that. Medical team king is Zerosis. Zelosis. So XLELOSIS.
Yep.
Or could you go Zelos? Zelos variant. How about that? The Zelos strain. Zelos is a flexible intranet software that can be adapted to your needs.
Don't care.
Okay, Zelosis it is.
Zelosis variant of the infested.
So is it? So Helminth makes this, does it? And then you?
No, I think the idea is that you get it from a quest, right? But basically, it's maybe it's like I don't know. You're gonna have to help here, but stem cells effectively that infect your Helminth. Your Helminth infested Warframe, because that's what the Warframe is, right? And it sort of like starts becoming its own thing, and then the whole like you lop off your arm, and then it starts to you go off, you continue doing your quest, whole Predator style, right? As in the movie, not and. Basically, this thing is coming after you, and it's growing, it's evolving, it's getting tougher, it's getting stronger, and by the end of it, you basically you've really dealt it a horrific blow, but you then capture it and put it in stasis, so you can then reuse it again for the infested lich system or whatever.
Yeah, no, you could come up with some cool lore that it's sort of like so the way things, you might wonder, it's like, well, how do over time things evolve and they basically prey on other things, and it could be like finally like maybe came partly from the infestation affecting some of the, what are they called, the cats on the plains.
fuck.
The Kravats, I don't know.
Yeah,
You know, the Kravats, and thus it sort of did infect some of them and evolved into a new strain of infested, which feeds off of other infested. And obviously, Warframes are made of infestation, so it has a reason to hunt you.
Yeah.
And then you do squash this one strain of it as part of the quest, and then you trap it and you put it in stasis for your helmet. Your helmet is able to not take it over anything, but is able to go, okay, I've got this under control. We can use this as a test bed and work from there to explore its highly mutable powers and potential to make new weapons. So that's why it spawns a weapon each time. You know, it infects your warframe. So the first time, you know, it infects your warframe, you go about, as you say, part of the quest, and then after that, you can choosing a warframe. Then makes sense because you're choosing which to infect into it.
Yeah.
It then spawns a random weapon because it makes sense because it's evolving the weapon out of your warframe.
Yeah.
And it makes sense why it hunts you, then release it into the wilds, and then it runs away because it's weak at first. It gains strength, and it feels strong enough to come back after you because you're the tastiest thing around, which makes sense. It would fit perfectly.
Yeah.
It's, you know, there's brilliant. The Zoonosis strain. Oh, that would be so cool.
Yeah.
It would be. It thus doesn't need to have massive lore. You could then have a system for it. It fits so perfectly, better than the sisters do, to be honest. The sisters don't make sense, really, as why they're all this powerful.
Loz,
things.
Like, there's so many things that don't make sense.
No, but I know, but like I feel the lich system was. Well, no, actually, there's a thing with the lich system that doesn't make sense either. But this would fit. This would be perfect.
Yeah.
Oh my god, this is so good.
And because you can be, so we can be quite easily blind to our own creations. If you have any suggestions on how to improve it, or have you considered this, please put them forward, because like that's how we make things better.
I'm sure somebody's probably already come up with this idea, so please, just to make us feel sad, do go, yeah, you guys are 4 years too late. Here's a Reddit post or a Warframe forum post with basically the same concept. Would be like, oh, that's cool. Still calling it the loss.
Right. More replies?
Yeah, sure. That was only number one, wasn't it? Right, moving on. Halo Flood would like to have a conversation.
Okay. Infested's better.
Well, that's the thing. Are they?
What, the Infested?
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest, I've barely played the Halo games. I'm not a fan at all. I didn't find what experience I did have with the Flood. I didn't find it particularly interesting.
Yeah, but they are very similar to Infestation, but they do a much better job of feeling like they're a threat, and you see them progress and infect things and form larger constructs that do things with them. I guess we were getting there with the whole Jordus Ray trial thing.
Yeah.
That then disappeared on us.
I mean, that thing was hard as hell, but yeah.
Yeah, when a trial's coming back, man. Do you know, I'd love it if next year they get Deviri out of the way and it's cool. I'm not saying it's amazing, it's cool. And then they're like, okay, at the same time, we're going to reorganize Conclave. This is our plan for it going forward. It's going to be this sort of weird PvP, PvE thing so that people are more interested in it. And at the same time, we're finally delivering on trials coming back, and along with the two existing trials coming back, and we're going to have new variants of them and make it so that, you know, there's an easy version, a medium version, a hard version. Yeah. And then we're coming straight out with a third Orb Mother trial as well. We're like, oh my god, no!
I think the first trial, Trial of Retribution, can come back. I don't think the Jordis Assassination can come back. That thing was jank as hell. It was so
completely
bad.
Rework it, you know.
Well, it just has to basically be a brand new thing. Anyway, next one.
Fair play. It's a pity Master Suamo Nihai's works Abara has been ravaged and looked like this and never been recognized.
No idea what you're talking about. What is Abara?
Who is this person? Japanese manga.
Abara is a Japanese manga series written by that person. It was serialized in...
Is this Blam? I think this is Blam.
I think it is. Right. Anyway, keep going.
Meh. Habara. Hang on. Oh. But that's just like a warframe. That looks like very much like Typhus, to be honest. So I'm gonna point at anything. Yes. Anyway, we'll come back to it. Back when Ascocephalon was a thing, Cordeloin said that Grenier squished an unusually small charger with his boot, and he got infected that way. So an infestation just touching your armor can do it. Can do you in, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But for I think for sensible reasons, they're very neutered at the moment. This is something I don't comprehend when it comes to Deimos. I don't understand how, the Grenier or the Infested are even on, Deimos.
Yeah.
I just don't get it. I don't. Like, surely you're standing on Infestation. Like, you should be dead.
That... You make a really, really good point.
Yeah.
You're literally standing on infested tissue.
You are standing on
the air is saturated with infested tissue.
I mean, they cleaned it up a bit without so much orange.
But it's still saturated.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Like, do you remember the terrible... What was the sequel to Prometheus?
A terrible sequel to Prometheus, Alien Covenant.
Where they've completely ruined the alien life cycle thing. Utterly. But there was like this weird planet where everything was dead, and there was like spores that released little tiny things that could go into your ear and make an alien in you. By the way, that system is so much quicker and more efficient and more easily spread, less energy for the amount of spores they produce versus the eggs.
Yeah,
it's just so much more an effective system. There was no reason they wouldn't use that.
Yeah.
And the alien it produced, the little white one, was like deadly when it was tiny.
Yeah.
So rude, I think. But anyway.
Well, I think it's supposed to be like more. The way it kills people is so much faster than bloody the xenomorphs. Yeah, the xenomorphs are tough as hell and things. They're really difficult to kill. But I mean, that thing was like a league in its own.
Yeah, and it was just from some random plant.
Yeah.
It was like so much more effective than the whole face hugger thing.
Yeah.
Such a stupid film.
Oh god! And why would she? Why would she put? I think it was David. Yeah, why? It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. Like I'd like a strap of battery underneath him so his head would keep talking. But that was it.
Well, that's what she did.
No, she carried.
No. She plonked him on the shelf next to her as she started to take off the alien ship, and she turned him on, and she was able to converse with him and everything, but like couldn't fucking he couldn't do anything because he was just a head.
Yeah, I'd plug his head into like a battery, and that's about it. I'm sure it needed something.
Stupid movie.
Still, anyway, but the point is that it's like that. That's how a small particle, in theory, can infect a person.
Yeah.
If apparently stepping on a thing with your boot can do that, then yeah, what those they're on, it doesn't.
Zelos
it annoys me because like they literally like, oh, we've got to do Deimos. Oh, we've got to give the infestation some sort of character or some people to do with them. Clearly should have been the Myconians, whatever. That they would have made more sense. Instead, they're like, oh no, we got the family. Oh, we need to do some bounties. Oh, but we can't just have each bounty be kill infested. Oh, we'll put these characters you need to deal with. It's like, how are they alive?
Yeah,
such a good point.
Yeah, I don't get it at all.
Yeah, moving forward. That's it.
Right. So now it is time for topic 2. Right, okay. So, Luathrax Plasm was such a good idea. Got the Varuna blueprint early on, then absolutely nothing. Realized today I had approximately 500 Plasm sitting around, so I bought everything I needed. Thanks, DE.
Yep, I think this is brilliant.
I'm not got a great deal more to add to it.
So, well, we've talked about this in the past. So, do we feel... Well, I don't think they need to retroactively go apply this system to other past Warframes.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, wouldn't it have been great for people trying to do the... Oh, God, Equinox grind? if they could just purchase the bit they needed.
Yeah, I mean, like, I strongly feel DE did themselves dirty by making it a guaranteed drop to get a Warframe blueprint. Right? I mean, a lot of people may not necessarily feel the same way. Maybe because they're like, well, I mean, if you take a look at it from a new player perspective, there's so many Warframes to get, so on and so forth. But my question is, where's the fucking rush? Right? Where is the need for speed? Why must you? It feels to me that the bar has been set so high now to get any sense of reward that it's nearly, I don't want to say impossible, but it's damn hard. Am I making sense?
No. Damn hard for what?
Well, to get any sense of reward, because you're guaranteed, like, the baseline, you will always get a Warframe part, right? So,
yeah.
well, I mean, okay, so if I'm going to do this, where do you draw the line? Because there are so many people that I remember complaining about things like arcanes, right? That, the arcanes became a hell of a lot more accessible when they moved to the likes of the Tridolons, and then again they became so much more accessible with events like Orphix Venom, right? Where do you draw, and Scarlet Spear, where do you draw the line at making things easy enough? Because you're just egging people on to demand more for what little they put in. Are you with me now, or do I need to elaborate further?
I see what you're saying. You're saying that you're going to have a law of diminishing returns on the amount of future effort people will put in when you put in the next challenge.
Yeah. And they're going to expect more. They're going to expect more for less, right?
No, I don't want to say as broadly as more for less for that, because what are they going to expect next time? Oh, well, last time you gave us, we had to farm this thing and then we could buy it off tokens. And then next time, what? They expect to be in a bundle where then you have to save up a certain amount and then they buy all 3 bits in one bundle. No, it's not. Don't go too generic and pushing it too far like that. They're not going to start then saying like, oh, next time I just expect the Warframe when I log in, because they already did that, and nobody asked that for Varun.
No, but I can imagine that they will start saying like, well, now in order for me to get all these Warframes, I have to go do all this content and I have to farm all these resources. No one's playing this content. I have to do it by myself.
That's a fair complaint, and they should address that, and they should be reducing past content's difficulty.
So should they make things like Nova and Equinox and other Warframes more accessible?
Maybe they should consider reducing the resources required to craft them. Maybe. But they already drop 1 piece per run, as you said.
Yeah, so
that's already been adjusted, because originally they didn't. You sometimes wouldn't even get a piece per run.
They could make it so that you don't get duplicate pieces. So it will only ever take a maximum of 4 runs to do it.
The problem with that is you need to do. Maybe they could make it that the first 4 drops you get for repeating that boss will be individual, and then after that it randomizes. Yeah, that's a possibility they could do.
But
because the thing is, you don't just need 1 copy of every Warframe anymore. You do need 2 copies.
But where is the necessity to have it so fast?
What's so fast? I have to get to that point in the
4
start.
runs?
4 runs? Who cares about Nova? For a new player. They've got 1 billion Warframes to get.
So
The anger, Loz, the anger.
Yeah.
No, because as there's so many more Warframes they have to get through.
Right.
I'd rather it gets to the point where you're basically saying like I'm honestly feeling that they should reduce the time to get into the quests. They should reduce the amount of nodes on the star chart. They should reduce the amount of grind required for the early reputations. Yeah, every game does this.
Nuke planet. What do you mean every game does this?
Well, every online service game starts to has an assessment. That's why World of Warcraft reduces the amount of time it takes to reach max level for expansion after that expansion's passed. They'll also adjust things to get yourself through the story quicker. They'll adjust things to make it so you don't have to do certain grinds at certain points.
So should they make it that you can buy Warframes for just credits?
No, because it's a money thing, and if you want to buy it instantaneously, that Warframe has to pay its way.
Okay, but what about the fact that there are Warframes out there that are more recent than the likes of Nova, like Atlas or Limbo, that are on Cephalon Samaris, right? That are an absolute bitch to get the parts for because you have to farm the rep each day and you have a effing daily cap.
My understand that's for the second version of it, though.
What do you mean the second version of it?
The ones that get added to Samaris are ones that are acquired through a quest or are no longer available. It's so that, for instance, you can't get Limbo again, but the first time you do Limbo, you get it during the quest. So,
but as you already said, that you have to get multiple versions of it, and players aren't as fortunate as us. They don't have truck tons of Warframe slots. They they sell their old ones, right? And especially considering like people will go and like, oh, okay, I will sell my Limbo because I now.
I'm going to fight back on this point because
can I just?
If you get that far into the game,
I want to make sure that
you finish your point.
The final point is like you can't Helminth a primed Warframe. You have to have the original, yeah. And if you've sold off your Limbo. Your original Limbo because you have a Limbo Prime, but then the Helminth comes along and is like, oh, you need a Limbo, an original Limbo, right? Do you see? Now that's the point I'm making.
Yeah, it is a free to play game. Those are players who are not paying into the game to do it, and they only get a handful of Warframe slots. There's still enough to enjoy several. I think you start with like 4 or something, and you might gain a couple somewhere in one of the logins or something like that. But that is the limitation, and if you do want to make it more easier for you to play and working on these systems, then you're going to have to fork out a little bit. There's enough slots for you to keep. Yeah, you'd have to keep swapping around things, but if you were a new player now, I would say probably don't start building Warframes until you get your Helminth, and that way you could probably, if you wanted to, play a Warframe, bin it into Helminth, build the Prime separately if you wanted to. But it's a tricky thing that those players who don't buy extra slots, even if you're just talking about the primes, they can't. There's how many Warframes are there now?
Oh god, I think Varuna was like the 53rd or something because I remember seeing it on the Prex card.
Yeah, and it's up to them. I mean, that there's a system now where it's kind of good that you build the basic Warframe once you've got Helminth unlocked. You build the basic Warframe level 30, and then you can stick it in Helminth, and then you could just build the Prime. Get around to that. Obviously, though, that there's not enough. You don't have enough slots to have every single Prime to start with. So but you have to pay at that point. But you could choose to earn Plat through play as well. So,
so I'm trying to find out what number she is. Can't 51st. Sorry, 51st Warframe. God. Going back on the point, so just selling them for blueprints is a big no-no. Fair enough. Sorry, for credits. Selling the blueprints for credits is a big no-no.
Well, the blueprint's fine. I meant selling. I thought you suggested selling the whole Warframe.
Yeah. So buying the individual parts for credits.
Oh, I thought at that point you were just suggesting buying the completed Warframe for credits.
Well, you might as well.
Yeah.
But like
no, there is a line to draw in the sand, and I feel that's it.
But the fact that in order to get these Warframes from Samaris, right?
Yeah.
Which
you need to find rep. Well, we've already had the solution to that needs to be implemented,
which is just remove the rep cap.
That and
what was the other one we said?
Oh no, I don't think we said it, but it was suggested. I'm like, God damn, that needs to be into the game. Get Samaris rep from doing Sanctuary Onslaught and Elite Sanctuary Onslaught.
Fair enough, but no, I think like the parts, I think are, I want to say 50 K rep per, right? You have to.
Oh yeah,
max
no.
out.
Well, it's tricky for Samaris because they do keep adding to that vendor. So yes, they. Well, of course they've added stuff. Well, for instance, the Warframes themselves have been added. That they do.
No. That stopped after, I can't remember which Warframe, where you don't need to get you get the blueprints from elsewhere now.
Would you?
So
With what?
Hold on, what was the last? Maybe I'm wrong.
What, Samaris? What?
Yeah. Samaris. I'm on the wiki.
I'm looking at Samaris's now. So Sevagoth's on here. Zaku's on here. At least the blueprint is.
Yeah, only the blueprint will be, because they stopped doing the parts.
Yeah, that's just for the quests that just give you the main blueprint, because the quests are like, oh, by the way, it's about this Warframe. Here, have the main blueprint, and then at the same time, we were releasing this game mode where we stuck the rest of the parts.
Yeah, Urali's on here. No, you're right. They're still putting them on there.
Yeah, and they've added things like color key scene. There's mods on here. Happy Zephyr. What? Oh, you have to buy Happy Zephyr on here. This is not the original.
Yeah, but Happy Zephyr was bloody there ages ago.
Broken Scepter's been added on here. You can buy Companion Riven mods from. Wow, you can just buy Companion Weapon Riven mods from Samaris. So no more. He gets the cap still.
So he still has a cap.
Paracesis Sheath, that's been added. Shadow Blueprint, that's new. Sirocco, that's new.
So Varuna's not on there, Styanax is not on there, Gaia's not on there, Caliban's not on there, Ureli is, Sevagoth is, Lavos isn't, Zaku is, Protea is, Grendel isn't, Gauss isn't, Wisp isn't, Hildren isn't, Baruch isn't, Garuda is, Revenant is, Korra I don't think is.
I don't know why you're reading these.
Well, no, it's because a lot of the more recent ones aren't on there.
Yeah, no, because they do them. That's because the blueprint is dropped as part. No, that's just because they didn't stick the blueprint in. Sevagoth, that's quite a new one.
Yeah,
and Zaku on here. They're both quite new. They're relatively newish Warframes, and definitely the last quarter of Warframes ever made. The newest quarter of Warframes ever made. So they're on that, and it's just because a quest or something gave out the mod and gave out the primary blueprint to kind of be like, oh yeah, here's the thing to encourage you to build it. And then when there's other times, like for instance Varuna, when there wasn't any quests, so they just went, oh well, we package everything into the one deal. There's a game mode, you get it there. That's the reason why Varuna isn't in here, because there's no quest.
Yeah, but
I don't know why you're overthinking this.
2, 3,
Man, I'm full of anger again today.
5. Yeah, you are.
Anger.
6,
Anger.
7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There's less than half. Oh, no, wait. 12, 13. There's less than half of the last quarter of Warframes that are on Samaris.
And my point was they're adding stuff to Samaris.
Right,
still.
yeah, but
the answer is yes. There's also a Riven on here as well, which I didn't notice, which says, no, you can't remove the cap from Samaris.
Yeah, okay, fine. But my point... So you got several days to get, one Warframe on Samaris compared to, oh no, I should be able to get older Warframes in 4 runs. That's because
the second copy.
What do you mean? So the first copy should be harder?
No, it's easier. All those Warframes you've just said, or get all the part that's on Samaris, you get through a quest, doing a quest.
We've already acknowledged that everyone needs a second Warframe to put in the helmet.
That's not critical. That's not essential to moving forwards. That's just second. It's not as essential as the experience from having the Warframe. The Warframe itself is the more important thing because that limits gameplay access. That's also mastery. The second Warframe, that's just a nice add-on. How long did it take us to do helmets years after? I think you're up to speed as well now. Cool.
What?
Yeah. Your helmet's done now, isn't it?
No. I cannot be bothered. Even to buy them, I'm sorry. I am struggling with Warframe a bit. Which
You know you can rush. I don't get why. I'm shocked with all that platinum. You are aware you could buy them, stick them in, and then rush.
62 people could be getting those booster packs.
I think
62 people.
Or you could finish your bloody. Well, if you at least got it to level 15.
Which one's 15?
The last of them, the instinct one.
I'm pretty sure I do have golden instincts, and I don't think it's the last of them.
It's the last level up.
I don't think it is. I feel that they added more.
No, that was what they added.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure that there's still more leveling to do, and I'm pretty sure I have golden instinct because I was like, yes, finally.
Quick check. I'm in the game now. To my helmet. Few unlocks. 15th. Golden Instinct. Metamorphosis. 15th. Out of 15th.
Oh. Then maybe I have. I don't know.
Good.
I still don't care. I'm sorry. I have this large amount of apathy because it just feels like everything is just too trivial to me. I want hard stuff. I genuinely want something that's hard that doesn't take an hour to try. Actually, on a random tangent, I finally got my first ever helmet. My Tau 4 shard. Yeah, it's a red one.
Did you want a red one?
I don't really care. What am I going to do with it?
What do you not like red ones?
No. I can use it. Don't get me wrong. But my point is, to what avail am I going to use this thing for?
Oh yes, it wouldn't matter if you had 1 or 20 at this point.
Exactly.
Yeah. Anyway, back to the whole point, which is Luathrax Prism as a good way of getting blueprints. So obviously this person's is great. They said they've been able to get their blueprint. They realised they've been grinding this resource. And they went, hey a minute, I can just buy out the parts. The 500 plat around about approximately 500 plasm is quite a lot. And, I think it's perfectly fine. I would like to see this sort of system going forward in the future. Maybe not exactly the same, but for things like Warframes.
I'm fine with it to an extent. I don't want to see this on everything. I don't want new arcanes to come out and, hey, you can get them for Thrax Plasm, which I think they've actually done with this. I don't like it's because actually no, I've semi changed my mind. I'm fine with this to bring players up to par if they start doing trials. If there's a case of like, okay, here's like the end game or top level content, right? This is the super hard shit, right? I am fine with that. If it's a case of like, oh yeah, in order to do this, you need to get these currencies to speed through it a lot faster. Fine, right? But right now there's little to do and little effort to put in.
Okay, there we go. Right, let's move on to replies. I feel there's some really interesting points there, but I feel this isn't the topic for us to talk about it. I think there's some really meaty stuff to talk about, what you just said there especially, but I don't think it's quite out of the realm of this topic. So let's close this one off. And
well, can I just... We're not going to talk about it. But
I got your point. I won't comment. Get your point in.
What? No, my question to you is, what part of what I have said do you think is meaty?
Oh, the whole thing about challenge and not having anything to do. Uh-huh. It's a and I was thinking, my mind was thinking, well, what do I know is coming? And it's like, okay, we're getting Deviri, and
which we're told
as you said, we're not getting into this, but now you just poked me into games. Yeah. So I'm thinking, like, what's Deviri, in my opinion, and my experience of almost 10 years of doing this, going to be like? And it'll be a quest, and it'll be content that, again, it's early on in the star chart, and it's like, oh, it's the whole paradox. Like, early players can go do it. So it's going to have no real challenge, either gameplay-wise, content-wise. All of my hordes of massive armory and repertoire of skills, arcanes, crystals, helmet skills, pets, necromechs, powers that my small child has learned, and what else am I missing? Oh, art guns are going to be necessary, or at all utilised in any sort of sensible system or niche part or requirement tool, because it needs to be done by somebody who has a Mark 1 Bratton and a scanner.
Or thereabouts.
Yeah. So I was thinking like that's on the horizon, and I'm sure it'll look pretty, and I'm sure they'll be like, "Oh, what does this lore mean?" And, "Oh, you can replay this gameplay every day." I'm like, "Is this really going to challenge me?"
Mm-hmm.
In comparison, I know it's only obviously because we're playing at the moment. When on Dark Tide, we could be like, "Right, we're gonna go against a level 5 mission for funsies. See how quickly we die."
Yeah.
Oh shit, we died because there was a pack of mobs which we'd normally only fight one of and we're fine of dealing with, came out as a wall of 10 of them.
Yeah.
And we normally fight one, and you're like, how we deal? Oh, don't know.
Yeah.
You know. So, but it's a completely different game. It's a bit unfair to do it, but to compare them in that way. But there is something with Warframe where I just feel it's always been so loose. The damage just, I tried, everyone listening, I tried to round this off and say it was a meeting. This isn't the topic to talk about it. We'll talk about it another time. But Xeno just kept pulling me back in.
I've not said anything. I'm just glad you're saying this.
I know, because you asked me, and so I'm I was like, I'm not gonna. You want? I was like, I'll let you get your point in. You said, no, I'm gonna ask a question. I'm like, well, I'll give you an answer. For the longest time, and it wasn't so bad at first, but ever since, they just keep adding mods to the system. They've added arcanes, they've added all these different sources of damage and buff sources and multiplying sources, that everything just feels so loose and hard to get a grip on. I know some people understand the system's like, aha, I've got this arcane plus this buff that if I do a headshot with this pistol at this time while wearing this arcane with this buff from my operator with a Octavia in the corner buffing with this, I then do a bajillion damage. For me, I'm just like, I have a terrible disconnect between me and the damage system, and it all just feels loose. Either I'm butchering things or I fall over. That's how it just feels most of the time.
Mm-hmm. And yeah. I feel because you can't hit a brick wall, you can't just start punching a brick wall. It's just like, well, how do I get better? It's like, nope, it's either dead or it's not dead. I mean...
Yeah, and so, for instance, I'll put the best mods I can into my guns. I use my Opticore and my Axleto Primes, and I got Prime mods for both of them that are pretty decent ones to do with damage. And yeah, I'll go into Steel Path and be like, oh, I'm not doing damage now. What have I got to do? Oh, well, you need a Spore Lacer, and then you just equip the Spore Lacer, put in some generic mods, and it all dies. You're like, but what? Why? What? Oh, no, well, if you equip this other gun with this arcane, with this buff from Octavia, then they all die. I'm like, but my guns didn't work? Yeah, because they just don't work. It's like, how was I supposed to know that I needed those guns out of all of the massive armory of guns?
Don't worry, check YouTube.
YouTube. Yeah. Check Mr. Warframe guy who is doing the heavy lifting for you.
Yeah.
He is doing some heavy lifting. But anyway, yeah, that's not about this bloody Thaxpasm thing, so we're stopping now. There's meaty topics. There's some meaty stuff that we've got to talk about at some point, but I don't know. I feel I was kind of thinking that we need to wait for after Deviri. They've been hyping Deviri for a long time now, and it's how many updates did we get this year? What did we get this year?
Lua's Prey.
We got Lua's Prey, and we got
Veilbreaker, Angels of the
Veilbreaker, and Angels of the Zariman. Angels of the Zariman feels like leftover content that should have been finished for New War.
Agreed.
I don't mean to be mean, but it really doesn't feel like that was the most substantial update of the year as well at that. And then and that felt like leftover used content wasn't finished. And then what else do we get this year? So Veilbreaker, which has 3 missions.
Ugh, too few Archons, too few
Archons is reused content and just put into a sortie, which is just literally add button to UI, roll 3 missions.
Right now. You can see in the footage I'm doing it right now.
Oh, okay. Oh, sorry, I was staying on my own helmet. And then, so the Archons, which are already existing fights, there's going to be a bit of back-end stuff to make them work in replayable missions, but this is already existing stuff, they just repurpose. And then Veilbreaker, which is, we put a small modifier on a bloody survival. That was it. That's the entire content for the year.
We've got Pazuzu, right?
Just talk about
who is supposedly been converted into Pazuzu. So, like, why aren't we getting new Archons? Why not? Yeah.
I got nothing for you.
Yeah.
Anyway, this is still, again, you've dragged this on, and I should have stopped. I should have said, no, I'm not replying to you. Anyway, I feel we're going to have to wait till after Deviri. And I think we're going to have a massive stock take of what did we get Deviri. Maybe Deviri is going to blow our little minds. And I'm hoping it will. I'm really hoping it will. It's just going to be, I just can't imagine, you just can't imagine the amount of dedication they have put into Deviri. They have put all the eggs in the basket. There's a reason why it's taken so long. It is going to be mind-blowing.
If you can't play with your Warframe in Deviri, I'm going to say a real controversial hot take right now. If you cannot do any of Deviri with your Warframe, and they've already said that you can, I'll be happy. Something to progress to, something to aspire for, something to...
Can you say that again?
So basically, if they give you Deviri, and you can only do it with either your operator, if you've finished the new war, or your drifter, right, which you'll have before because of the paradox, right, I will be happy, right? Because we're just going to have exactly the same problem.
Didn't they already say we're going to take in our Warframe?
Yes, but I mean, how
aren't you setting up yourself to fail?
Well, I wouldn't say I'm setting myself up to fail, but my expectations are very fucking high, right? You know,
but that's like saying
they've delayed this.
The sky better be purple tomorrow, even though they said it's still going to be blue.
I'm not expecting anything from the sky, right?
Right.
You know, if I buy myself a 4070
No. I tried to stop you once. You said you were going to stop. This isn't about Lurthrax. We're supposed to be talking about Lurthrax, and we're done. And it's an interesting thing, and we want to see it going forward. If you want, we can do a topic next week, or we can just chat about what we want for 2023. Let's do that. Sure. Promise to everyone. We don't need to pick the topic. It'll just be us ranting for an hour.
Okay.
There we go, everyone. I went from angry to peace, man.
He brings the peace.
I bring the peace.
Xeno the mad.
Let's move on. We have a concept. Concepts are cool, man. This concept looks sweet.
So, we finished all the... have I ruined all of the replies?
No, we didn't. We haven't done all of them, have we? God damn it.
I promise I won't say anything.
We haven't even done any of them. Oh, God. Okay, let's move on. Right. DE needs to go back to all the other quests, and at some point just set up a similar points and shop system for all the frame blueprints as well, so the grind isn't as grindy for the Warframe collecting itself.
Uh-huh.
Of course, you still need to resource grind for materials to build them. That's acceptable, but the actual slim odds to find the correct blueprint, let alone any ? Yeah, fix that tiny issue with all other frames, and folks can forgive everything else's RNG rates now.
I mean, 100% chance to get a blueprint. I mean, yeah, you can't get any. Sorry, I'm going to shut up.
Could they just add, when a new Warframe comes out, all the bits onto Samaris, but they cost the maximum, each piece costs the maximum Samaris cap.
Are you
and they put them on there. They put them on there 2 months after the Warframe was released.
Are you for fucking real?
Nope. Yes, I am.
The maximum.
Yep.
Well, if you could do me a favor, you're in Warframe right now.
Yeah.
What's your daily cap with Samaris?
Well, it's the same as all of them, isn't it?
Yeah, but okay, fine. Just pick one.
I meant the base daily, the maximum cap, like 125,000 or whatever it is.
Yeah. How much? What's your daily cap on Samaris?
Is there a way to easily find this? I mean, my daily standing cap for the thingies is 30,000 at the moment.
The thingies.
The syndicates.
Right. So you can get 30,000 a day. So that's going to take you at least 4 days. Nope.
To get a piece, yes.
5 days to get a piece.
Yep. I'm ranked like 27, 28 or something. 28.
Right. Yep. I'm pretty sure mine's like 31.5.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
But still, you're talking at your level.
Oh, sorry. I think I should have added something to make you clear. Right.
Go for it.
In addition to whatever normal method they put into achieving the Warframe.
No, I get that.
Oh, okay.
But it will be
so, for instance, like, instead of the whole Lurthrax thing, they could have done that Varuna comes out, And then a month after Veruna comes out, all the bits are on Samaris. So the reason for that, and you might say you're trying to stress this thing about the cap.
Let me double check something.
Okay.
When you said for the maximum rep, right?
I like 125,000.
Do you mean
piece.
per? So each blueprint, each part is 125,
Yeah.
or all 4 blueprints come to
No,
a
each
total?
part. The helmet's 125,000, the chest is 125,000, the blueprint's 125,000, and the system's 125,000.
You want the players to spend approximately 20 plus days on Samaris getting the blueprints, and I'm the mad lad fucking wanting the blueprints not to be a guaranteed drop while I'm a boss.
No.
Okay.
The whole point is not that it is a replacement of the existing system. It is an RNG protection. The reason why I put it at such a high amount is to stop somebody saving up for when the next Warframe comes out. It's so expensive, and you're right, that's a crazy number. You would never expect someone to farm the entire Warframe that way, unless they were crazy and wanted to, and that's what they wanted to do. Free and do it. You're more likely, though, going to be able to get it in one day if you just keep grinding out one thing. But some people have terrible RNG, and they just can't get their optics.
I can't believe they have that bad RNG. That 100% guarantee that they will get one part from a boss fight, right? That they
No. I don't get Veruna from a boss fight.
Sure, Veruna,
Yeah,
right? But all the current I've been talking about the old shit for the whole time.
I'm talking about future Warframes. I said for future Warframes. I said for future Warframes.
So when will it come down in price? No,
it'll never come down in price.
It'll never come. It'll always be 125k on Samaris.
Yeah.
When this reply specifically asks for the older stuff to be made easier.
Oh no,
to
yeah,
get.
I know. This reply is asking the older stuff. I don't give a damn about the older stuff. I was asking about future stuff.
Okay. Please comment in the description how much of a mad. I'm gonna put that as a question.
I think it's fine because instead of having to add a bloody Luathrax every time, as you're saying, it would mean that every time a new Warframe comes out, maybe it after a month, a safety net is put in place, and it's a crazy amount of Samaris rep.
Okay.
And at the same time, though, I've put it really high so that my maximum cap for instance, I'm looking at Cephalon Suda here, is 132,000. So I can only save up for one piece. So when a new Warframe comes out, if I don't get it in the first month, but I've been able to farm most of the bits from doing, let's go with Infested Salvage. Is it Infested Salvage? Do you remember Infested Salvage?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're making a new Infested Salvage mode, but every 5 minutes, there is a Grineer appears. I made a new game mode.
Okay.
There you go. Yeah, because that's all bloody.
Yeah.
Oh, and at the same time, there's a Mycoan who walks around and does the thumbs up emote at you.
Okay.
And if you do it at the same time, he gives you an armor buff. I'm not bitter about that. Anyway, so that comes out, and then after a month, you can then log to Samaris and Samaris, and you've just been really unlucky on those C rotations, and you just can't get the blueprint for the actual new Warframe itself. So you just go, right, it's now released. I can just go to Samaris, 125,000 rep, just drop it in there. But for a new player coming along, they're like, oh, okay, I've got 125,000 rep. Well, I can just buy one piece if I wanted to, but I've still got access to farming it the normal way that's intended.
I'm interested. All right, I'm gonna ask this as a question. How many people are sat on 125k rep?
I know I'm
with
not.
Samaris?
No, but I'm not now. But people would then start thinking.
That's fair.
They plan ahead and go, oh, okay, so it's sensible for me to stock this up, waiting for the next Warframe to come out, so I can just purchase one piece. I can farm bits and then always guarantee a purchase.
Okay.
Just reply in the comments if Loz is right. Just put Loz is right.
No, I put a question asking whether or not you're a mad lad. How much of a mad lad are you?
I'm pushing you through the lens of thought here. Anyway, moving on. Yeah, I got one of the Warframe parts blueprints early on and nothing else since. I do have 3 of the same weapon blueprints though, even though I don't have all the parts to build one yet. I'll have to check how many plasm I have, but having been a week on double resources, I know it will be several hundred. Just buy it.
Well, I think that's the point though. It's like,
just buy it.
Just go buy. I think this is odd.
Safety nets are cool.
So
I like safety nets.
this actually is something that we asked as a question from last week, which I won't linger on now. But yeah, it's very interesting how these people are like more focused on the random drops as the primary resource than how much plasm they have that they could just go spend.
Yeah.
Last one.
I hope they backport it to some of the game's other annoying grounds, such as the Granum Void of Infested Salvage. I assume it's supposed to be Ore Infested Salvage?
Probably, yeah.
Because the Granum Void of Infested Salvage sounds like an amazing mission.
I think we should have the Granum Void of Infested Salvage.
I love that idea so much. I'm actually going to copy that. Can we advocate for that? Yes. The Granum Void of Infested Salvage. That's getting saved.
Such as the Granum Void or Infested Salvage.
Oh, there's a do pile for Xeno here. In my things, it says one is you've got to fix all the buttons.
Uh-huh.
And the other thing says have an asset for Plat winners, e.g., just the names in a cool font, like 4 trophies, 1 for each platinum with the names below.
Okay, I don't remember us talking about that one, but we'll make that happen.
I don't remember either. That's probably Loz from the other dimension coming forward and putting points in.
Well, I mean, as soon as we finish one of these, that Loz ceases to exist, doesn't it?
You know what? I'm going to put it in for Nazeth. Nazeth, tell Xeno this tomorrow. There we go.
Okay.
And that's okay. I hope they backport it some of the games on the grind, such as the Granum Void of Infested Salvage, amazing game mode. Especially since those modes already has a mostly useless drop in the form of spectral debris / anti-serum injectors. It might also be nice to be able to spend large quantities of ire for specific prime parts, like say 50 ire for a rare piece. What? Isn't that what ire's for?
No, ire's for getting the relic, right? Regal ire is for buying the specific warframes.
Oh, that's not changing.
Right. Yeah, I agree with you on that one. I mean, this is part of the problem I have is the fact that you give an inch, people try to take a mile, right?
Yeah.
It's
I do know what you mean by that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I also remember Scott saying years ago, it's always easier to give people more than to take stuff away.
Yeah. And I feel like
restrictive, and then
I can kind of see Infested Salvage because people hate Infested Salvage that much, and I can imagine people just don't play it. But the Granum Void, right? A large part of me is just like, well, just take Mesa, right? It's not that hard when you just take Mesa, right? Fuck, I made a Mesa build for the MR30 test. Just fucking take Mesa. I hate being that cynical, that I don't know what the word is, disparaging, unfeeling, pick one. But like this is my point. People don't want to work for things. I know. Should we move on?
That's it. Let's move on to a concept. Concepts are cool.
Concepts are fun. Concepts are happy.
That's why we added concepts onto here to sate our
rage,
our salt, to soak up all the salt we produce. I do feel there's a bubbling layer of salt that for us and our views on Warframe as a whole that we're gonna have to address at some point. Well, we're just band-aiding it by putting concepts.
Is that next week? Are we just gonna?
We might. I think next week we're just gonna unload a bit. I think
it's our therapeutic session.
Yep.
Right. Okay. Maybe we need to have a voice of reason. Right. Okay. So we have.
Let's have Nazeth on to rant with us.
Henya, the Demon Warframe. Did you put any of the assets in anything?
I did. Though I might have to reduce that sword a bit. They are currently 9 through 12.
9 through 12? Okay, so here we go.
Look. There's 9. Let's check them quick. 9.
Absolutely fun.
Can we check the assets, please?
Oh, yeah, sure. 9, 10, 11, and 12.
Right, I will just fiddle with 12. Okay, so I have no idea why that one broke. It seems to break if it's too tall or too
No.
long.
If it's short, right? I'll try and. Can you add that to the list of to-dos that I've got to fix? It's basically it's just a simple case of like bind it to the width and the height rather than just the height. That's the problem. So okay, cool. So yeah, we have Henya. I'm pretty sure that's how you pronounce it. And let's scroll down to. Oh wow, there's so much here. Right, there is just the images. It's all in the images. Oh dear God. So we have the custom.
But you can read it. There's a lot of text there.
Okay, a codex. Henya is a fearless, melee-focused warframe. It is the enemy's worst nightmare come to life. A demonic warframe that lies in the realm of mirrors. Acquisition: Tenno must complete the quest, the other side of the mirror. Okay. And then I assume that that's the hair. So we've got normal mode, and then we've got attacking mode. Extends out for longer reach. Henya's hair is act as what I supposed to be. Henya's hair acts as one of her weapons, made of energy blades, based materials. Info: Henya is a melee-focused warframe. She can duplicate another copy of the original melee weapon to use on her other hand or her spirit arms. I assume that's her hair. Henya also have abilities to use on allies, removing their negative status effects or augmented abilities to grant them a weapon. And then we have the images for some of the abilities. Okay, cool. So abilities. Could we swap? Can you read this and I'll read the replies, because I'm struggling with the colors.
Okay, so am I on the abilities? Am I?
Yeah.
Okay, so the abilities: hidden passive. Henya gains movement speed and melee attack speed by 25% when a primary weapon is not equipped.
What? Okay.
Interesting. So this is a sort of it's a melee focused frame. Okay.
By equipped, I mean it's just like not in their arsenal, as opposed to
they go to the primary weapon slot and they go nothing.
Yeah.
So there's no rifle. They go pistols and melee,
cool.
And it gives them a movement and melee attack speed 25%. Okay, cool. So the first ability is called Slicing Winds. Henya's hair extends and slashes through her. Oh, there's not an image for this. I think this is the second, third, and fourth pictures. But
yeah.
So the first one's just basically has the warframe and then slashy wind stuff around it, and this sword. Sword's on asset 12, which should work better now.
Keep going.
Right, so Henya's Slicing Winds. Henya's hair extends and slashes around her in a very fast manner. Only able to see the slashes and not much of the hair. Nice, saves the animation time. Tap the ability will unleash a knockback wave around Henya. Holding ability will unleash a wave of slashing damage to enemies in the radius, and holding for longer will increase its range, but also increase its energy consumption. Henya will be immobilized when casting. Augmented Vengeful Winds. If it kills 5, 10, or 15 enemies, it will summon a sword in the center where Henya casts the ability. The sword is created using the damage of the dealt to the enemies and lasts until the sword deals the same amount of damage before disappearing. Language.
I assume that's the damage dealt to the enemies.
It can be taken by allies, which replaces their melee weapon's duration. The melee weapon currently equipped is added to the summon sword, but won't deal any elemental damage. It will also deal slash damage with 100% proc chance. Okay. So basically, it puts down a sword at a point, like a stick, and then it does the wind slashy effect from that as a point, is what it's saying. So obviously, Henya can go around and add a few of these and have almost like area denial.
Yeah.
And then a bit like Volt's shield that can be picked up. The swords can be picked up. I kind of like that bit, though. That kind of makes melee weapons.
Yeah.
By the way, this is 2016 when this topic was made.
Nice.
So, where is it like the one we had from Silver started in 2012 and that was all 2013.
Yeah.
2013, then but updated in 2018. So just seeing where this one fits in.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool. I like the idea of making melee weapons, but I think if I was to do this, what I would say is the augment would allow allies to pick up the swords or something, and that what I would do is that the allies would then have the swords for, let's say, 10 seconds, and for the amount of damage they deal with it, it would then have an effect, maybe like gives overshield to the party or something.
Yeah.
But then I feel this is quite a lot for a first.
Yes.
Not with an augment.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because the swords, the whole sword thing is the augment, not the basic ability. So I feel that augment is a bit out. It's like, yeah. The second ability is called Possession. Henya possesses the target and gains control of them. God, the language of this is a little bit broken.
Yep.
It says like Henya possesses the target and gaining control of them. Normally, I just want to point out, I normally like to read what is done verbatim, like reading off the teleprompter, but I'll try and adapt it because we're actually doing concept here. So, possession. Drains energy per second while in possession. Is that top image there? Possession will end if the target is killed by enemies. Friendly fire won't kill target. When you're in control of an enemy, you're able to use their alternative fire by middle mouse button. For example, Scorpion will shoot out a hook to pull the target. After getting out of possession on a target, it will deal a massive damage to them, normally killing them in the process. But if they're still alive, they are blinded permanently. When possessing an enemy, target humanoid, you are able to use controls on the base without needing to hack. Idea suggested by Shreko. And then augmented. Let me do the augment.
Okay.
Savior possesses an ally. This will boost the ally's shield and health by twice the amount and providing a 2 health per second aura. Henya's spirit will be attached to the ally. Henya can't move, able to turn and attack. The ally will be doing the moving around while Henya sticks the ally like a turret. If the ally is down, Henya will come out of the possession. Now the basic version of possessing enemies, no, it's never going to work. The augmented one of possessing an ally, like that's what was it called in Heroes of the Storm? Abatha style. That maybe.
So I do feel though that there needs to be some form of control, even if it's a case of like you can turn the camera and things like that. Because the problem is, I can easily see people having motion sickness with possessing other players if they start bullet jumping to the degrees that I do, right? I don't want to give people motion sickness if that's the case. Yeah? Maybe it's a case of, when you're you're attached, if your host bullet jumps, you detach. It feels like really restricted, but I do have a very large, because I know people that can't play the likes of Half-Life 2, right? Because it gives them horrific motion sickness. I know people that can't play video games at all because it gives them motion sickness. It's really weird, but there are people out there that like that. They struggle with the games like Warframe. They want it in a first-person perspective because it gives them motion sickness.
Right, but I do feel for these kind of people, but I don't want to completely adjust an entire game.
Agreed.
Just
Agreed.
There's a line to draw. I'm with you on the bullet jumping because, to be honest, I was going to say roll would knock it off anyway. Adding bullet jump as well would also, you can double jump and you can just walk around and run around and slide.
Sure.
And it's like, well, but I want to be able to bullet jump also. It's like, no. You get a mass. It's a pretty good damage buff or whatever, and it's way to do it. But if you start bullet jumping, it's kind of good. It's kind of restriction, and adding restrictions like that can actually be pretty good at balancing an ability.
I do like the original possession, but I don't think you should have access to their special ability, right?
I like the idea, but I just know that it would never work because of the enemy models are not set up to be controlled.
Well, if you have it where it's akin to the art asset, where effectively you're just hovering over the body, right? I'm fine with that, and effectively
maybe
you're just running around, right? There's no special jump mechanics or anything. Maybe it's a case of you can bullet jump out of the enemy, right?
Yeah.
But that permanent blind thing, hell no. Right? You cannot permanent blind enemies. Right? Nothing in the game does that right now.
Oh yeah, no. I mean, permanent blind. That if this was spammable. This is second ability, so we're talking about 50 energy cost.
Way too powerful.
Yeah, I mean, we could reduce that with efficiency and then just go around, just cast, move down. Yeah. I mean, a permanently blinded enemy is basically useless.
Yeah, and you can actually reduce your power strength so you do less damage. Yeah. So,
right, it's potential there at least. Yeah, I see what you mean. Maybe you could walk. I still don't think that you could ever really control. That's why they had to redo it for make a big deal with things like Carl and Vito.
Yeah. No, I completely agree.
Right, the third. Wait, you've only got 3 abilities.
Maybe the fourth one's on the last page. Fourth one's on the last page.
Third ability, which is I assume the bottom 2 images there. Is Mirror's Edge. Hanya duplicates the current equipped melee weapon, switches to melee form. It will be made of energy. This is I see. So the middle image there is for like a one-hand or two-handed sword, and they summon two two-handed swords.
Yeah.
The bottom image is if you started with dual wielding, you
Yes.
get two dual-wielded
Yeah.
arms. Yeah. Right, Mirror's Edge. Henya duplicates the current energy equipped melee weapon, switches to melee form, it will be made of energy. This is a toggled skill, draining energy per second. The weapon duplicated will have the 60% damage and status chance of the original. The damage of the duplicated weapon can be increased by power strength. Like Valkyria, this will have its own stance mod for attack moves. The moveset is for using both hands to attack, like using dual-handed weapons, and also quad-handed weapon moveset. Holding the melee button will change up the attack based on the weapon. For example, Redeemer will shoot twice if charged. When using glaives, both glaives will be thrown. If a dual-handed weapon is equipped, 2 spirit arms will be created to hold the extra weapons. It will double the attack of Henya. The extra arm will deal 40% damage. Two-handed weapon will be held with both arms.
I personally, I feel that, like, maybe it should just be a case of instead, because, like, the second they said, oh yeah, you're going to have a special stance just for this, like, I could just envision old Jeff going, nope.
No, not nope. Falls to his knees and looks up in the sky and does a Darth Vader, no!
or do not want, you know.
Yeah, no, okay. The best way of doing this is that it summons sort of like a spectral floating weapon controlled by the hands that does attacks and things.
I think a better is just basically the weapons. They just have a glow on them and they're just more powerful. So
no. That kind of ruins the concept. No, you need to have a spectral weapon.
Maybe they
a
just
second
turn spectral
weapon appearing. No. We can still keep the concept, but we just completely the whole thing is they would never make this. We're being practical here, and instead of going for the fluff version of this would be really cool. I mean, I love that bottom image there with the 2 extra arms, ghostly arms holding swords. Yeah. That's kind of cool. But it's like having custom animated things for that, and then they're saying also having the charge attack of all the weapons, like the Redeemer shooting twice and things, and oh god, and then like all the there is no dual wielding Redeemer attack thing, but that's basically what this is creating. So instead, do you know how like you just sort of have like a flow stick? It should just be like with Zaku. You got the floating guns, yeah. You're not holding them. The same thing needs to happen with this. The hair comes together and holds a spectral copy of the weapon and will just have its own animated attack for when things are near. It would just like, you've got an AI melee sword swiping around doing things. Job done.
Fair.
And if you have dual wield, you have 2 of them. And then, so it doesn't affect any rigging, any animation sets they have to play with, because that'd be a nightmare. That would be an absolute nightmare. This would be making an entire new, basically, third-person game mode melee system for one Warframe.
Do you think changing... I hope changing the stance wouldn't be that big a deal, but do you think it would be... do you envision
I would never have any of that stance stuff. It does not get a
No. I'm talking about existing stances, right?
Yeah.
So do you think it would be feasible to have... Let's say we've got the what is that two-handed, just a two-handed sword, right? Go from a two-handed sword stance to a dual wield stance, just having the same model in both hands. Do you think that there would be a technological issue there?
No, but the animation set is not designed to be wielding around giant gallatines in each hand.
Yeah.
And it would have massive clipping issues, I'm pretty sure, as it swings around things bigger than the Warframe.
Swords and the floor and
the swords would clip through each other, which I guess you're like, well, it's an energy sword, it can do that, I guess, yeah, but it would just look crazy. Monkey ripping gallatines.
Yeah. Okay. No, I was just thinking, like...
I mean, well, no, in the past, it would be, yes, that would have been an issue, and that's why we didn't get the Dark Split Sword. By the way, I think after Deviri, I'm going to start a crusade. Please, everyone remind me of this. Dark Split Sword turned into a Arcana weapon when?
Put it in your list.
Okay, yeah, I'll put it on my list as well. Because to be honest, it is. They said it just wasn't possible. Now it is possible.
Yeah.
We have things turning into other things.
Yeah.
Dark Split Sword, Incarnum.
Yeah.
Weapon. I'd feel it an absolute win for them to go and finally go, yes, we can finally achieve what we originally promised on. So yeah, the stuff is in the game to do it, to start with a Galatine, and then it can turn into dual-wielding, monkey-gripping Galatines.
Mm.
I don't know what... I'm sure it would be horrible clipping issues and look absolutely ridiculous. But yeah, I think it could be done, but I don't think that's the best way you could implement this. I think definitely doing like a Zaku-style thing with the hair controlling the sword and it not touching any of the animation sets of the Warframe.
I think the easiest way to do it is just you have this floating spectral sword that just spins around. No hair or anything, it just floats around Zaku style.
No, you can have the hair. The hair sort of coalesces and sort of holds it, and it could link to it. I mean, it's much easier to do that than animating a
I don't know. I feel like animating that, like, you've got this hair holding the sword. I just feel like the animators lose that shit.
It'd be very simple to do. Simpler to do. You sort of have a point to kind of represent the hair and just do a basic animation moving, and then you set an effect that goes around that hair that's like all the others going like tendril flipping around that actual main bit that you animate. It would be a lot. It wouldn't be that hard in comparison to regearing the model. It would not be that as hard. Definitely wouldn't be.
Aside from that, I think we're fine with the ability. Should we move on to the last one?
Well, no. I think why I do find this maybe the first one minus the augment was at least like, okay, yeah, that's a decent basic ability. Then the other ones, I'm like, what? These all need to be like 4s. I don't.
Oh, they need to be turned down. Yeah.
Okay, right. Now let's have a look at the actual ultimate. Okay, actual ultimate now.
We have no
reflections. Henya creates spirit versions of herself to fight nearby enemies. The spirit will always use dual scanner as their weapons with 2 additional spirit arms, so making a total of 4 scanners. They move 50% faster than Henya. Their damage will always be slash plus a random element, heat, cold, electricity, toxin. I think I've got this image in there, by the way.
No.
Oh no! I went for the sword instead. Okay, yeah, because I thought this was one thing. It's like it just puts 10 up. Imagine the bottom one, but it's entirely ghostly. In fact, I think that's basically what it is. Oh no, it stands different. Anyway, so their damage will always be slash plus a random element, heat, cold, electricity, toxin. Can summon more than one spirit, but will cost more energy each time. For example, the first summon uses 50 energy, the next one will be 100 energy, and the next one will be 200, and so on. Whenever a spirit dies, Henya's health is decreased by 20% of the max health, and part of Henya dies with the spirit. Sorry. Henya's health is decreased by 20%. I'm adding the words in now. Decreased by 20% of max health as a part of Henya dies with the spirit.
I can only assume that means like she takes 20% of her max health as damage. Not, oh yeah, by the way, 20% of her health pool is just like subtracted. She's like, you had 100 health, now you have 80 health.
I don't understand that. Let's do the augments first. Augment. So also, by the way, the mask of Henya will be on each of the spirits. So you got the mask and like the rest of the spectral. Augmented. Soulful spirits. In fact, did we have an augment for the last one? Oh, no. There's no augment for the third. Okay, weird. No. Soulful spirits. The spirits will revive energy nearby. Huh? Oh, sorry. The spirits will revive nearby fallen allies, reviving the same way one revives a teammate, but this will end their life instead. They use their own life to restore a fallen ally's life. Also, whenever a spirit dies, it will emit a powerful healing wave that heals for 50% health and shield.
A little bit broken.
Literally undoes the thing, because seeing as it's a wave which would go out, the thing would die, Varuna loses 20% health, and then gains 50% health.
Henya, not Varuna. But yes.
Damn it, Henya, yeah.
Oh no. Her max health is decreased by 20%. I do think that they just got that wrong. Like, honestly, these abilities are broken as fuck.
Like, the reflections, turn them down a bit, could work as like a 3 or a 2. It's basically you make a Spectre.
Yeah.
Right? Having the Spectres res people, but expends them, could also work. I mean, Atlas has clones sort of things with the Rumblers.
I think you should only be able to have one clone, right? You shouldn't.
No, two. I like two.
You like two?
Atlas has two rumblers.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't think that should be the ultimate. That doesn't feel like an ultimate ability at all. And turn them down. They take a bit of fire. They'll die. They're just like the rumblers. The rumblers don't break the game. It's just like rumblers, but with ballet folk sort of.
Okay, tell you what. This is what I like, because like the whole reflection thing, right? I would like it if these things were able to run around, they spread out sort of thing, but then you have two. But they do like decreased damage, like massively decreased damage.
Yeah,
they're not the damage dealer. But what you can do is you can swap between them, right?
Oh yeah, that'd be cool.
So you can hold, your 4. So you hold your 4 ability, you spit one out. You tap your 4 ability, you swap places with it, right?
Could we also give them the Carl go over there ability?
Sure, right? And to make it better, right? If you are about to die, you automatically swap places, right? You still have low health, but before if you hit like 10% health, right? You automatically swap places with one. Yeah? Hopefully it's in a better situation than you are right now.
Would that, in theory, potentially lead to you being invincible? Because every time you swap one, you produce one. I guess energy would be a restriction.
Yeah, energy would be a restriction.
I think that could work. Or maybe there might need to be a 30-second cooldown into that ability.
Potentially.
Not too long. I was going to say a minute, but it works as long as you've got at least one up, but it can't happen more than once in 30 seconds.
I mean, another part of me is thinking you can't receive healing immediately afterwards, or
Nah.
I know. I really don't know, but there is potential for it to be abused, or maybe it's a case of it will always have this fixed cost. The cost of the ability is not changed by energy efficiency or anything, so you're always depleting, and you can only have 2 of them up at a time. Ooh, here's the thing, right? You can only have 2 up at a time, but the increased cost is due to a debuff, right? And maybe make it diminishing returns debuff as opposed to a flat after the timer is just gone. But the idea is that effectively the first time you cast it, I think it says it's costs 50 energy. Then you've got a window in which you can cast it again, and if you sit it out, it's just another 50 energy. But let's say it's 20 or 30 seconds, right? Or 10 to 30 seconds, right? You cast it again within that window, it doubles, and it adds another stack to the thing.
Yeah? Something like that, yeah.
Yeah? And then that way you can't just keep spamming them out and swapping places with them.
The problem with it being that complex is, because I agree with you, that could definitely work. The problem is there's no way for the game to let you know what the debuffs are doing.
Well, I mean, how often? I think, was it you or was it Nazeth? We were I think it was Nazeth I was talking to while recording this background footage. I fucking want it already that if you hold the P, you bring up your mission progress, you hold tab or you press P or, whatever, it tells you what active buffs you have on you with a little description of each one. Right?
The problem is some debuffs only last a handful of seconds.
Well, maybe the tooltip lingers. I don't know. But it's getting so infuriating. I don't know what any of these symbols mean.
I guess you could have on the progress page a self-populating section which has which only populates with debuffs you have had active this mission.
Yeah.
So and then also next to them it does also list the description, and if it's an active debuff, remaining time, so you can still see it on there. But then you can scroll down and be expired debuff, so you can see what you've had this mission. Yeah. So if you're there was a symbol, it was a little square with a fiddly line on the round side, and you look down, you're okay, yeah, I did have that. What was that? Oh, it was a buff from this frame.
Yeah. Otherwise the problem is they're so intelligible.
There's so much now in the game. The problem, but there's also so much. When it used to just be and they're also so complicated now. When it was you had Rhino's roar on.
Yeah.
What? Okay, whoop-de-doo. That's not too hard to keep track of. I have like 17 seconds in which I'm going to do more damage.
Yeah.
Don't really need to know more about that. Oh no, you've got this debuff from this arcane that means if you do headshots, you now got infinite ammo, but only on a Tuesday when you reload while aiming down scope.
I'd love to do a quiz, which is just like,
name that debuff.
Yeah, name that debuff or name
symbol.
that buff.
Yeah, that'd be fun. That we should set that up. Yeah, we can get some people on. We got like Nazza, Thalion, maybe get Joey or something in here. Nick. It's like, what's this debuff? Nick,
yeah. Oh, yep. God, that'd be so much fun. Anyway, right? Should we?
You have to work out. Like, I honestly think it would be terrible. It would be no buffs, right? Like the scores would be so low.
Better yet, buff or no buff. Right, so it's like, is it a buff or is it a debuff? Just make it that simple.
Let's start with slash. Yay! Now, what's this? I have no idea. Right, moving on. So there's also quest, the other side of the mirror. Yep. To activate the quest, Tenno, go to Earth and find a weird statue and meditate near it for 20 seconds.
Or cutscene. Let's just go for cutscene.
Do you know what Simon's Quest is?
Yes.
Do you know the stupidity of the original release of Simon's Quest?
I know of one stupidity that Yi tells me a lot. What's your stupidity?
The game does not... Right, okay, because of the translation, the game does a terrible job explaining what it wants you to do at points. And one of the hints is you need to get a red jewel, have it in the equip slot, go to the end of the desert, and kneel at the wall where there's... just looks like a normal wall. You just reach in the desert, and then do that for like 15 seconds so a tornado picks you up.
The hell?
Yep.
So, what did you call it? Simon's Quest?
Simon's Quest.
Do you mean Simon the Sorcerer?
Castlevania.
Okay, no.
Castlevania Simon's Quest. It was the second Castlevania game.
I was thinking of a different game for a moment. Yes, yeah.
Simon the Sorcerer. Yeah. No, this is Simon's. And I'll show you things a bit later. It's terrible. The translation was terrible, and so there's no hint in the game really, like text to imply you should try anything to do with a red jewel or the end of the desert, or this is what you need to progress the game.
So the big thing for Simon the Sorcerer, which is the one that Yi kept on, is effectively you need to sneak past, I think it's a dragon, right?
Right.
And you spend absolutely ages trying to work it out. And effectively, you've got this, I think this dog or something in your inventory. And what you have to do is wear dog. And basically, the dog turns into a pair of slippers, and you can sneak past the dragon.
What?
Yeah, exactly. Where the fuck is the logic in that?
Yeah.
Right? Like, this is ha-ha funny, right? Like, but no one would actively try and do that.
Yep. Right, but this person's asking you to meditate near a thing for 20 seconds. So, to activate the quest, Tenno, go to Earth and find a weird statue and meditate near it for 20 seconds.
Okay.
It will trigger the quest, and Tenno will begin to hear a voice from within.
Okay.
Why do I need to meditate for 20 seconds? Why can't I just go up and push X?
Yeah.
The voice will guide the Tenno to a large broken mirror. Tenno must complete the mirror by finding pieces of it scattered through the area. After restoring the mirror, the voice will reveal itself. Her name is Yuna. She had been trapped inside the mirror for all that she can remember. She will ask you to help her from within the mirror and grant you access to the realm of mirrors. Tenno must fight to where Yuna is being held captive. I assume this is inside the realm of mirrors.
Mm-hmm.
She is being held inside a mirror in the realm of mirrors. Mirrorception.
Okay.
The environment will have a lot of illusion obstacles, so the Tenno need to be cautious when moving around the area. It is almost like a maze and will change with time. Killing mirror demons will force the area not to change. To release Yuna from her prison, you must fight through hordes of mirror demons and finally fight with a reflection of yourself, possessing all your skills and weapons. After Yuna is released, you are transported to another place. You are inside the mirror this time, looking at the outside world from inside the mirror. She disappears almost immediately. She apologized to you, saying she used you just to get free from the prison that is her mirror. She needed you to be the substitute to take her place for her freedom. After a while, you find yourself outside the mirror, and Yuna is once again in the mirror. She's on her knees crying. It seems I can never leave this place as it is a part of myself. I guess I've been here too long. My soul has already become part of this world. She will then give you all the blueprints of Henya. That is her warframe.
I have a solution for this. Lure rescue.
Oh, by the way, sorry. I want to say this before I forget. Before you come up with your cool thing, right? You know, I know this is the previous topic, right?
Oh my god. Okay.
It was an idea I had, but I forgot, and I was going to explain it, but we never got a chance to. You know the infestation stuff.
Oh yeah, the first topic. Yeah.
You know what's the game mode where you have to get people out?
Defection.
What if you did a defection, but then when you get to the ship, you have to kill one of the people if they're infected, like the thing?
Oh, but how are you going to test that they're infected?
I don't know. I just like the idea of the defection game mode and people getting infected and the thing-esque stuff. I don't really have any more further.
I want to twist it up a notch.
Yep.
You have to do it on Railjack. You are escaping with the people.
Yeah.
Right? And let's just have a random NPC pilot, so you're not the one piloting. And while you're on your Railjack doing that, you have to work out if any of the people are infected, right? You got a time limit to do it in, and you have to kill off whoever's infected.
I think it could be fun combining those.
That would be amazing. Like, I just remember the Thing game. I think there was only one. There may have been two actually. The first Thing game that came out, which was a spiritual successor to the narrative, that was John Carpenter's The Thing. The problem with it is you had to test people, but the people turning into the Thing was a scripted event, so they would test negative, and they could instantly just, like, a moment later, you go around a corner and they turn in, and it's just like, I literally just tested you, right? Like, how are you? I literally just, so we need that needs to be improved with whatever we do.
That's terrible. That ruins the whole concept of the game. Because once you learn when the scripted events take place,
yeah, right. Sorry. But yes. So my genuine response to this is, why is this not like a Lure survival? Like, because you're trapped inside a void prison. Like, it's you're going into another dimension to find you, and all you have to do is just a custom tile for the void prison. And also the fact that you get trapped in their place only for them to come back. So what, do you have to just wait and then they come back? It just feels really like I don't know if it was your first role play, but like one of my very early role plays, it was using the Exalted system, and our GM, like, he kept on asking, what do you want to do, 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 and at no point in time did he tell us, who all of us never played a role play before, right? Actually, I think this was my first one. One of us turned around and said, like, everyone shut up. Just shut up, right? Just trust me on this. And he goes, we wait. And then the GM...
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah,
I remember that. It was the Bleach Cause roleplay we were doing.
Yeah, and the GM threw up his arms in and was like, yes! I was like, we didn't know we could do... Yeah, we didn't know we could do that. So,
yeah, especially... Yeah, it was absolutely annoying. It's like, okay, it was like there was an entrance point or something to... Soul Society or something in Bleach we were doing.
No. We'd left. We were on top of a hill.
There was a portal. It was like in the middle of a thing. It was either into Soul Society or out of Soul Society. Yes. Whatever. We were like, okay, well, we go around the area and check. Okay, nothing's happened. Okay, we move over here and do something.
Nothing happened.
And we're like, nothing's happened. It's like, okay, we go up to it and check, or we do this and we go this and we do this. Like, nothing happened. It's like. And it's almost like, we wait. I'm like...
Well, I think that was between sessions as well. We actually had concluded, like, not knowing what the fuck to do. And then it was the very next session, right? We're trying to work out what should we do next. And our mate just turned around and said, no. I got this. We wait. Yeah. And it's like...
It's ridiculous, because it should be the GM's point of... I just want to pause you guys, because I realise what you're doing. And I just want to say, an option is to say wait.
Yes.
Is what it should have been. Instead... I remember who it was. I don't want to name it on here.
Yeah.
But just was seeming to get weird enjoyment out of us being like
frustrated.
Yeah, and then being like, guys, you need to be honest. It's not like a video game. You don't have to always do something. I might. It's so annoying.
And I think if you want to do any of this, right, there has to be a call to action, right? Just basically an X interactable that's just like wait, right? Just because the player needs to know that that is what the game is expecting them to do, right? Or meditate for 20 seconds, right? You know, it's like you start meditating and then you can't not meditate until the thing is done. It's
like if you trap the person, like the picture there has like a thingy looking into the mirror. If you're trapped in the other side of the mirror and you're in a black void and there's just the mirror, people will be like, and you have to wait. Say the character comes back after 1 minute. There'll be so many people who get to about 35 seconds and quit the game saying it's bugged.
What was the Glass Gambit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. The number of people that kicked off about it.
I quit.
Yeah.
I thought it was bugged.
Yeah. You thought it was bugged. Other people thought it was bugged. They hated it. And even though, right, technically, and not done well, it was hinted that this is what you had to do, right? It was just like, no. You have to outwardly tell the players what to do, right? This isn't a point-and-click adventure game. I don't pay attention to half the shit that's being said while I'm trying to murder shit, right? If you want me to actively do that, you need to slam the brakes, talk at me, telling me these things, and then I'll actually actively do it, right? You know, I think
it even just shows you like the mission failed screen.
Yes.
Afterwards, you're like, oh, I must have done this wrong. It's like, no, the mission hasn't failed.
Yeah.
We were unable to achieve the objectives because of what?
Yes.
Like you can't. They tried to it's trying to be like clever, like you failed because of this. Like, no, I didn't.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's yeah. Anyway.
No, but you had to win. Yeah, but he was cheating. Yeah, but you failed.
Yeah.
No,
and that's a success. You should never, ever in user experience like history should you ever think a negative is a positive, right?
Yeah.
You have been trained throughout the years of playing this game, a negative is a bad thing, right? So yeah, you should have said success regardless, right? And then it's like, but no,
it's not. I don't think it says success. It says mission complete.
No, it says failed. It says failed.
Oh no! I meant the other screen. The other screen. When you finish a mission, it doesn't say mission success, does it? It says mission complete. Isn't it?
No. I'm saying it should say success. Fine, whatever.
I know what you mean.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm with you now. Yes, it should say whatever the positive success. The positive complete thing is, right? So failure should have been completed or success or whatever. It should be the positive one, right? Not the negative one. Because again, like I know people that don't want to ever fail a mission. Right?
Yeah.
So whenever this happens, like, whenever we would do any of the machinima stuff, they wouldn't actually quit the mission. They would just alt F4 because they didn't want to have a negative on their score.
Yep.
Anyway, so the quest I feel doesn't feel particularly warframey.
It feels very anticlimactic. I don't know what mirror demons are. They shouldn't be called mirror demons. It should just be like mirror entities.
You could just have the corrupted. Like literally, you could just swap the whole thing for a lure rescue because you have to go into portals to find the.
No. You can have it that you're traveling. That the mirror is one of those devices that Ballas had.
What?
The memory device. The memory device that Ballas used in Sacrifice. That had a name.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that the mirror is just one of those that allows you to experience some stuff.
Sure.
And the whole thing though being back trapped at the end is just ridiculous. Like you're trapped and then you're not trapped. I'm like, that's so anticlimactic. It's also, what's this got to do with Henya?
Yeah. It's got nothing to do with it. Well, Henya was Yuna's warframe. It's like, well, I mean, who's Yuna? Like where basically you turn up to rescue them and they have just instantly abandoned you. Like, but who are you? Are you a random Tenno? Like, are you the equivalent of
Rel?
Like who the fuck are you? You said, ha, I tricked you, ha. I'm sad now. I'm gonna stay here. I'm like, what the fuck happened? Anyway, should we move on to the other parts of this concept?
So the final bit's just some images about alternative stuff. We've got the option to energy hair, transparent energy hair inspired by Wukong's feather thing. Her hair will always float around when she is standing still. It won't drop on her back. Then second top right, we got energy-based hair active. Bottom, the next one, energy-based hair inactive. Normally, an energy hair will stay active unless you are killed. The only way you can see Henya without her hair... The only way you can see Henya without her hair, is dying?
Probably.
How it looks for the Sendayan equipped. Jack Truck sign Dana.
So it needs to go flat when you're moving or when you're aiming, because I will only ever remember those butterfly wings where you aim and you can't see because the sodding wings expanded.
They should have a Mirage mirror clone thing added in.
That too.
I would say.
Yeah, either one.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I'd rather have that than the going flat thing.
Yeah.
I think it's silly.
Fair. Shall we do the replies?
Yeah.
Okay. Really love this. Those hips, though. Those hips? What's wrong with the hips?
Go to the first image.
Oh, wow. I didn't see that before. I don't mind that. That's not the end of the world. Thoughts?
No, I think it's more those hips, though.
That's why they really love it.
G-Pick.
The blink ability seems fairly lame / derivative. Wait, what blink ability?
There wasn't one. On second thought, we have to.
Okay. Edit. On second thought, we have all kinds of derivative abilities already in game, so that shouldn't really disqualify it, but certainly giving it a unique twist to fit her theme would flesh out her kit, but everything else seems good. Cool. I don't know. Maybe that was the prior ability that got reworked by someone else.
Maybe.
Right. Oh my god, I want this so much. The story and the art and design. It's like it's meant for Warframe. If I could make one wish, it would be this. This would be even higher up on my wish list than a fixed Banshee skin.
Does Banshee have a premium skin?
Yes. A deluxe skin, yeah. It's the oh shit, what's it called? She has two. It's the the one that's a witch. I can't remember what's fucking translate. No, that's Titania. Sorry, Trinity even. No, she has the one that has the headphones. The long, thin dress, very human in appearance. Might as well be.
Yes.
Yeah. I can't believe I got Trinity wrong.
Is that all she's got?
Well, it's Tenno.
Stop trying to. Yeah.
Right. And then the last reply is. She's got super interesting power dynamic. Most Warframes have one major energy consumability, but she has 3 and only 150 energy to spare. Well, I imagine that can increase with... No, surely that goes up with... at 30... Wow. No, she doesn't say how much energy she has. Unless that's what power is.
I wish Banshee had some better helmets.
But then if the energy is the power thing, which is like, 100, 150 at 30, then, just there you go. Got your energy efficiency. High priority in the energy efficiency. Do you concur?
I concur.
You concur. Anything else, or are we done?
We done?
We done? We done.
We done.
Right. Okay, now it's time to move on to the graphs. I thought I'd turn that off. There we go. Right. Are you ready for the graphs?
Never.
Never? Not ever? Right.
Never. They shocked me to my very core.
Right, so the first graph... Oh, actually, no, technically, the first one is which emblem wins. So do you remember last week we had a debate over which emblem was better?
Yeah.
Your weird rhino with pink glasses and whatever the fuck that was, or my floof. Well, you'll be happy to know yours won... That's 67%. Right. Okay, so...
What's that?
Shut up.
What's that?
Right, so...
Say it.
Say what?
You lost. Floofs suck.
Okay, floofs do suck, but regardless.
And you lost.
And I lost. Anyway.
Does floofs suck?
Because floofs suck.
Yeah.
You happy?
Anyone who does love floofs, can I just say in game, I'm not like floofs need to be removed from the game.
I hate the domestic drones more. I can't.
Oh, okay, fine. But I'm not saying these things are in the game. It's just not something I was interested in. So yeah, those people who do enjoy them, I do want to say is I'm not like, oh, this is terrible. Like, if you enjoy them,
good for you. Right. So the first graph we have is what would you like to see the Warframe would you like to see the Windows icon removed from the your player name in mission? So obviously this is only relevant to PC. 8% said no, 25% said I play on console, 33% said that they didn't care, which is effectively yes, and 33% said yes. I hate seeing that icon. I don't understand why the platform you're playing on has an icon, whereas the crossplay has no icon. It's just a generic icon regardless.
Oh, what?
So anyone that's on crossplay, be it Xbox, PlayStation, or Switch, right, have this weird swirly shit, right?
Yeah.
Whereas PC players, right, if you are a PC player and you see other PC players, they have a Windows icon next to their name. Well, here's the point. If this is a case of we're not distinguishing the difference between...
So basically, I remember originally it would tell you what console they were on.
Yeah.
So now is it basically, so in case they were victimizing, like, oh god, he's on a Switch, we're not having that person.
Yeah.
They've just said they're crossplay people.
Yes. So either they're crossplay people or not.
Yeah.
I don't really care to find out if they're
need to know. Yeah. So there's no need to have that symbol now.
Not at all.
That should be the next point. It's like I can see why they've had to put the so they don't, in case people wanted to victimize any particular console. That's been prevented. I'm like, that's cool. That's cool. So you don't know if you're on PlayStation, you can be like, okay, there's a crossplay player. I don't know if they're PC, Switch, or Xbox. Fair enough.
Yeah.
But if that's the case, get rid of the freaking Windows thing because I don't need that.
I hate it.
I can just see if they're crossplay or not.
I hate it. I hate it so much. I preferred it when it was just PC.
If I go to turn off crossplay, does it at least remove the bloody thing?
I hope it does. But I don't want to turn off crossplay just for that. Anyway.
Well, I might check it, but...
Right, so let's move on to the second graph. How would you feel if each year DE focused on just one location of the star chart? E.g., the whole year would be on the Zariman or Deviri, etc. Alright? 8% said yes, but not for open worlds. 25% said no, don't know, don't care / no opinion. 25% said no, release the new thing and move on. And 42% said yes, regardless if it's the open world. So effectively, 50% said yes.
I don't know if it just kind of counts the same thing because you got this open world stuff and things, but I'm partly tempted to ask people, would they be okay if Warframe just had one big release a year? Because I know that's the way Destiny 2 does it. Basically, it used to be September-ish, October-ish, or November, somewhere like that. And towards the end of the year, there'd be their big new release for the year. And there would be other little drips and drabs throughout the year. There'd be like seasonal stuff and like, the equivalent of like
and everything.
That kind of stuff. But no big content release. Yeah. And that way there was just one big content drop for the year. That was it, really. Seasonal, you'd have like your Halloween stuff, and your Halloween thing would have new skins, and you'd have your Christmas stuff. That stuff is all weird, but there'd be mainly one big release a year.
Yeah,
for content, like quests and things.
I don't know how they could expand upon Veilbreaker, but I definitely want to see more missions for it.
Oh, right? I totally
definitely want to see. I definitely want to see like new layouts because I'm pretty sure it's not using tiles. It's just like this is the fixed map structure. Right, like like the quests do.
I don't think the Earth one is.
Okay, fine.
No, I think the only one that isn't doing tiles is the Corpus one.
No, I'm pretty sure the Murex one is the same layout every single time. I'm really sure it is.
I don't think it is.
No, you're right. It isn't. Because I remember there's certain rooms where the captives are held that are different. So, but it is very similar each time.
Oh, there is only a hand. Yeah, there's basically like 60% of the tiles are fixed, and there's a little bit of leeway. Because I remember sometimes after the flying section, sometimes there's only like 2 or 3 tiles, and other times I've had loads of tiles after.
If I was to expand upon Veilbreaker, I would certainly give it more missions for Carl, right?
Yeah.
Maybe you could have it so that you've got operatives in your camp that you can send off to do missions like the mercenary missions in Monster Hunter Rise. I would have more Archons of varying types appear. Maybe having different colored gems, right? If we could have an Archon that is like, it's just a trial Archon, Archon trials. So this is an 8-player hunting for a specific Archon.
The fact that people can one-shot them, though, ruins them.
No, I do agree entirely, right? I don't know how people do that. I think it's supposed to be one of the Zeraman weapons, one of the Incarnan weapons. But
the fact that's impossible is starting to show that the MD doesn't have a whole lot of damage system.
Yeah, but I think that there is room for growth with Veilbreaker, but it's just like, nope, push out Veilbreaker, next. I hate it. I really do. But anyway, should we move on to the next graph?
Oh, they haven't promised if there's going to be more Carl missions, have they?
No.
No, next graph.
They just said like it not before Deviri, right? But they haven't said anything about they confirming whether or not they're going to do it. Yeah. Next graph. One day Xeno will fix that.
It's on the list.
It's on the list. Right. With the introduction of Lure Thrax Plasm, should currencies be used to buy parts come first in mission rewards or keep it to the drop tables? So this is what I was referring to before. 17% said promote getting the currency as the priority, and 83% said leave it as it is, people will figure out what's important. And considering we had that other topic where people were like, oh, I have all this Thrax I didn't know I had, I just feel that kind of says the otherwise.
But no, but those people were discovering that the Thraxplasm was there. Yeah, I think it just needs to be telegraphed better.
Yeah,
after you first do one of those missions, after you first have some Thraxplasm, and you go back to the ship, you should get a pop up, and the person from the Holdfast says, "Oh, Tenno, I see you have some Thraxplasm. You should bring it to me, and I can exchange it for some cool toys."
Or maybe the vendor should be on your bloody orbiter, so your Lisette in the corner with all the other syndicates. The syndicate terminal?
Yes, yeah, that's a possibility. Or put them on send them to the bloody place where Carl is.
Yeah. Yeah, right. 4. Alright. How do you feel about Xeno's idea of some harder game modes being introduced into harder difficulties, like an Iron Path or the existing Steel Path?
Tungsten Path?
No, that's harder than Steel Path.
That's harder than Iron Path.
It's much harder than regular Path. Anyway.
Wait, Iron is weaker than Steel?
Yes, that's the point. It's an in-between.
Oh.
Yeah?
Okay.
Considering all rewards are same between regular and Steel Path. 25% said neutral, 25% said positive, and 50% said negative. People just want
Xeno's idea is met with apathy.
They've met with hatred, Loz.
What? No, you've got a perfect balance of enough people liking it and hating it and indifference.
If it was 33% across the board, sure. But, no,
it's a perfect bell curve.
No, because neutral would be in the middle.
Yeah, exactly. How do you feel? Is it a good
negative
thing? Negative.
Negative is the
sorry. The text is really small. I thought that said neutral, and that one said okay. Yeah, that does say neutral. Okay.
So
that's even worse. Your idea sucks. You suck. Your ideas suck, and we shouldn't listen to you. We should listen to Loz ideas. Loz ideas are better.
Hey.
Though saying that, your infested idea in this episode was very good.
Okay. Let's move on to the next one.
In fact, I really want that infested. They should totally do that.
Have you experienced the issue as described in topic 2? 8% said that was the one where console players would join towards the end. Of the,
yes.
So, have you experienced this issue as described in topic 2? 8% said no. 42% said I don't think so. 50% said yes. I'm in the don't think so. I don't think I've ever experienced this. So,
I don't think so.
Cool.
Nope.
Then, fudge! I forgot to do that extra graph. So next, which of the following methods of playing Warframe do you have available to you? So 67% said PC, 33% said PlayStation, 25% said Switch, 8% said PlayStation 5, 8% said Xbox Series X, and 25% said Xbox. Now, the main thing I wanted to do, which I forgot to do, was a separate graph. So I'm going to pause real quick, super quick. So we've got this one. Cool, right? So I've got the other graph now. So this is like the individual platforms, but the question is like, what combinations do people have, right? So 25% have PC and PlayStation. 8% have PC, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, and Nintendo Switch. 33% have just a PlayStation. 25% have just an Xbox. And then 8% have PC, PlayStation 4, Nintendo Switch. And another 8% have PC and Xbox One. Right? So the most people have in combination is a PC and something else. Right? So, I feel that...
Yeah, because no one's going to have...
Well, no, some people don't have...
have a PlayStation and an Xbox. I think that's...
we've got one person that has a PlayStation 5 and an Xbox Series X, and a Nintendo Switch, and a PC.
That's because that one person just buys everything.
Right? We've got another person that has a PlayStation 4, PC, and a Nintendo Switch.
Yeah, I can see that. But I feel that the lowest one is going to be people who are going to be Xbox or PlayStation. Those are the two that are going to be the least combined.
Yeah. So, but a lot of people have a PC as well. So I think cross-play will be the big reason. I mean, heck, some people might go like, I'm not going to get... I mean, it's unlikely, but some people might not upgrade their console because they're playing Warframe exclusively on that console and they don't have an alternative. I mean, how many thousands of hours? I mean, could you ever think, if you upgrade to Windows 11, you won't be able to play Warframe anymore, right? Fine, I won't upgrade to Windows 11. I'll stay on 10, thank you. Yeah?
I'm lost.
Because you can't cross-play. Yeah?
Can you not cross-play on?
No, sorry, you can't cross-save. Apologies, you can't cross-save. Yeah? So if you could cross-save, the whole idea is that maybe some of these older consoles will become obsolete. But there are some people that have just an Xbox One, just a PlayStation 4, and just a Switch. Yeah? They have no...
I feel at some point, DE will cut support to those platforms.
And I don't think that will happen until cross-save comes in.
Yeah? No. Maybe, but I doubt it. Well, it depends how long it takes to cross-save. If they can get it done this next year, maybe. But if it's still an issue, then no, because they could still get the new If they're on PlayStation 4, they can still get a PlayStation 5. It's not like, they've lost their PlayStation 4 support, therefore their account is lost. Oh, the Switch. The Switch is just going to hold us down for the next 20 years. It's fine. Warframe is being anchored by that Switch.
Whereas if they could go, you could cross-play on your mobile...
Doesn't matter. We're being held down by the Switch forever until the Switch Pro comes out. And it won't.
That'll never happen. The Switch Pro 2. What happened to the Switch 2? Now we're just going to go Pro 2. Anyway, right, sorry.
And even I've given up for doing it, and they didn't do any new Switches this year, but I mean, it's going to be next year or something.
It's going to be a whole new console. Completely different console.
No, I feel the Switch is too good. They have really hit a real sweet point between mobile and thingy. It's like, I bet you the most common thing is that people will pick up and a Switch in your stats.
What most common?
Like, it just isn't. It isn't designed to compete. It's almost its own thing.
Sorry, I accidentally hit the. Well, no. From the looks of it, it's PlayStation and PC.
Yeah, but apart from PC, it would be like and a Switch.
There's only 2 people that have and a Switch.
Yep. That's more than the other one who has and an Xbox.
What do you mean? There's only one PC and an Xbox.
Yep,
and
exactly.
that one of those people that have an Xbox also has a Switch. Anyway. Right, should we move on?
No.
Next rough. Right. How would you feel if, for some mission types, you couldn't start unless all players are loaded? E.g., capture. 25%. Fucking 25%. Did only 4 people vote? 25% said neutral, 25% said positive, and 50% said negative. How? Jesus Christ, 12 people voted that.
If you want to vote for these polls, go into the description of the video and you'll find a Google form. On that, you'll have the option to vote on these polls. These are really important information for Xeno to collect and assess. Please do vote in these polls.
I don't know about you, I am utterly shocked by that. That people don't want to wait, they just want to go. Any response?
Neutral.
Wow. Number 8. There we go. How do you feel about the Baphomet boss concept? 17% said negative, 42% said positive, and 42% said neutral.
You should really remove neutral.
No. That doesn't make sense.
Yeah. Do you like it or do you not like it?
I'm in between.
No
I
vote.
can take it, leave it. Don't do the not vote thing.
No, I guess you're like, it's hard enough to get people to vote already.
My God.
Do vote. Yeah, okay.
It's not the same as both, right? And then last but not least, I think it's number 9. Would you like to see an infested boss fight where the boss turns your warframe against you? 17% said that they didn't care, so that's obviously a yes. 33% said yes, and 42% said no. Is this what's broken laws?
Yeah.
But they don't want difficulty laws, they just want to win.
Well, I felt our player base were kind of a step above the average Warframe player that just goes, my power fantasy, I need to kill everything.
Loz, they hate the idea of game modes not being on. Sorry, I'm not trying to pick a fight. Genuinely, they don't like the idea of game modes just being on harder difficulties. They just want to shoot it. They just want to tank and spank. That's it. Well, they just want to spank. That's it. Don't even want to tank. They just want it dead. It's too hard. Make it die faster. Anyway.
I like to... There's a joke from... AVGN, Angry Video Game Nerd, where it's like, what people might ask, why don't I use, like, bombs and save states to make this easy when playing? Well, my first step is, like, let's just make it really easy. Let's just have the I win button. Oh, what's that? A really troublesome game? I win. Finished. What's the next really troublesome game? I win. Finished.
Yeah.
Silver Surfer, impossible game to finish? Oh, look, I finished it.
Yeah.
It's like, that's a bit too far extreme, but yeah. All right, is that it, Flows?
That's it for the graphs. It is time for the supporter questions.
Sweet. Let's do this thing. Where's Xeno? There's Xeno. Right, so supporter questions are there. We got Zrugal. Before I read out, so this is a font is labeled crazy. Before I read out the supporter questions, I just want to thank you all for watching or listening to our listening this far to our podcast. Please, all
What?
Please that thumbs up. Oh, hit that thumbs up button. Remember to answer the poll questions and leave a comment for us. If you'd like to say anything. Oh, that is crazy fun. How interested are you in Wayfinder?
What the fuck is Wayfinder?
It's that game that the announced and sporting funding.
Oh no, they're publishing it. Didn't announce it. I'm interested. They did Darkside is Genesis. They've done a few games that we've played. Yeah, I'm interested. Don't know if it'll be any good, but
Nazareth asks, Brute Prime is out! As a good sport of DE, we know you always get the Prime release, but what do you do with the parts you get doing random fissures?
They sit there in my inventory?
They go in the ducat box.
Oh! Yeah, when I actually do anything with the ducats.
Yeah. How long has it been since you put a new decoration out on your orbiter? I never have.
I did.
I don't have years.
I did stuff with the I tried to play with the table and a picture frame and things in my in the operator's baby room. Fuck, I can't remember what it's called. Where you sit in the baby chair. I did that after Zaraman. I haven't done anything since. I still hate the placing decorations. It's too hard. So infuriating.
Varuna Manho says Baruch Prime has been released, meaning it's a grand total of 4 years since he was first released. Are you going to grind for the Prime, or will you buy your access to the truest of Warframe's fisting devices? God, is Baruch really 4 years old? Oh god, I don't think I've even leveled the original. I'm so unimpressed by it. Oh, I just hate the model. I hate the concept. Well, I like the concept, but I hate the execution. I just never got on with Baruch.
Yeah.
The original model is just so annoying. I just can't do anything with it.
Yeah, I agree. I think I might farm it. If I'm going to get the Prime Access, it probably won't be for another 3 months. I tend to get it towards the end of the month. Its life.
I got it. Crossplay is now. I prefer to get it as soon as it comes out, just to be done with it. You shift it towards the end, whereas if you just made the shift and just do it at the start.
Well, the problem is that one time I was like, oh shit, I'm really tight for cash. I'm also trying to save up for Japan and things, so it might be a case if I don't buy it. Like, I'm trying really hard.
Wow, is that like the first Prime Access you haven't bought?
No, it's not the first one, but it will be like one of the few.
I think I have bought every Prime Access at maximum.
Damn, son.
I am now starting to feel, though, should I continue?
Damn, son.
I originally did it because I wanted to support DE.
Yeah.
That's getting harder and harder. I don't mean in a mean way, and I know I'm always saying these negative things, but it's only because I care so much about the game. But it's just like, what did we get this year?
Well, not just that, but also like the state of affairs with the economy and things. Like, is it worth that many sandwiches? I like to compare things with sandwiches. Is it worth that many sandwiches to continue to support?
Yeah. Well, I just feel that we just got a lot of empty promises this year.
Fair.
It just really feels that, like, the start always drags, right?
Yeah.
And then I was quite positive about the Zeraman stuff.
Yeah.
That was cool.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was nothing, and then Tenno Clock Hype promises, which lies, which and nothing, and we'll break off this stuff with Veilbreaker. Oh, here's 3 missions, and then here's a game mode.
I think we need to move this on. Thanks.
I'll get depressed again.
Thanks. Fuck, what was it?
Varuna Manho.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Varuna Manho, for bringing Loz down.
Next week.
Next week.
Right. Moving on to the community responses.
Damn. Okay.
Peter Graver says, to the graph question about DE adding and sticking to 1 edition a year, I said add new things and move on. Though I would like to add, make sure the content is flushed out first and don't leave dead ends such as third Orb Mother.
Nah, that's not how this works. Minimum viable product.
Always minimum viable product.
Or minimum product.
Yeah. Edward Paddock says, bonus memes for Christmas? Why not? King of Gaming says, I don't know, but it was stated that crossplay interferes with public test cluster, so they can't do it if they want to crossplay. I think we were saying about why, whether they'd want to do a public test cluster.
Okay, fair.
JJ24, right, okay. TLDR, Steel Path alone should almost double the YID of Lua Thrax for equivalent playtime. Lua Thrax Plasm also drop on kill from units for 5 minutes as a reward. A full squad will spawn 5 units with a 30% drop chance. Drop boosters double the amount of the extract prism for units. Semitic Vac also affects this amount. The reason for doing Steel Path is plus 100% drop chance from Steel Path, 6 Luathrax every 5 minutes. So Luathrax Plasm reward at 5 minutes. JJ24 tried it. They got 3 from Uvarium, 5 from Circulus, 5 from Steel Path Eurivarium, and 6 from Steel Path Circulus. You can get 100% drop chance with a market drop chance booster and Steel Path drop chance bonus. The variants of Luathrax Plasm can make higher difficulty nodes. Steel Path Circulus yield 1.3 to 8.67, the amounts of the first node Uvarium. There's more, but you don't need all numbers here.
Okay.
So Steel Path, good for getting more Thrax Plasm.
But do you need it?
As a safety net for getting Varuna, yeah.
How much do you need for Varuna?
Yes.
Okay.
I will check if you want.
No. You keep going. I'll check.
That's it. That was the last one.
Oh, fair enough. Varuna.
Thrax Plasm. You need...
There should be an acquisition somewhere. Acquisition.
Oh, here it is, yeah.
Doesn't have it.
Oh, you can get a lot more than just... Wait, Gaia? Wait, I'm on the wrong one. That's why.
Oh, each component costs 75 Thrax Plasm, while the main blueprint is 125, totaling for 350 Lua Thrax Plasm. So, and what's his name? JJ24 says how many top number?
Well, it can affect the yields by from 1.3 to 8.67. They tried at 5 minutes, so they got on Steel Path guaranteed 6 plasm each time just for 5 minutes of play.
So 5 minutes. Okay. There's the calculator because it's on the wrong screen. So 350 divided by 6. So times 5 divided by 60. So it'll take you nearly 5 hours.
Okay. That's just from the 5 minutes one though. There might be more of the ones, I don't know.
Cool. Right. Yeah, but most people.
Moving on to memes.
Oh no, not memes. Yay! Okay.
So all these memes come from the r/meme frame subreddit. Do check them out. We have links in the description. We didn't make any of these. Made by some excellent people. Do check out.
You know what?
The secret meme.
You know what? I'm gonna do something special for everyone. Next episode, because I'm gonna have downtime. I'm gonna make 6 memes. So, there's your double memes. I will make 6.
So I'll find 6 memes as normal, and then you'll make 6 memes. Will you also upload them to meme frame Reddit?
You know what? Why not?
Yeah, just get you into Reddit more. Hey, I remember the days when I was like, Twitter, I won't touch that with a massive stick. I'm not saying I use it much, but I do at least accept it now. I know you hate Reddit.
No. I've actually grown to like a lot of Reddit, but there's just some parts, like Warframe, I just don't get.
Yeah, there's certain subreddits which is just pointless. It's like I never look at the Warframe subreddit. Right, anyway, let's go to meme number 1. Imagine graduating in chemistry and your friend just slashes twice with their claws to produce better results. How to inflict 10 status effects. Lavos, mixing elements. Bruna, Fangs of Crash X2, wax button.
Nice.
Okay, meme number 2.
What the hell happened there?
You'll fit in perfectly.
Okay. Can't really. What am I looking at?
So there's 5 people there, and one of them is highlighted. So the one on the right, it's their names highlighted. So the description on the right is what their name is. And
okay.
Their name is Sag Off.
Okay, fair enough.
Also in second place below that, they have Reggie No Neck, which is also a hilarious name. I don't know how this naming system works. Right, moving on to meme number 3.
Oh, god damn it. What? I'll fix it. I got time.
So DE, we don't understand why people keep using AoE weapons. Sorry, DE. We don't understand why people keep using AoE weapons. The top one has running mission with an AoE with the speed frame in an AoE weapon. Person stands on plank, not getting the drop you wanted. So they just have to walk forward, plank in face, you don't get what you want.
That's a rake.
Downstairs. A rake to the face.
Yeah.
Bottom player. Playing with an off-meta frame. Using only single target weapons. Making sure every hit is a headshot. Taking over twice as long to complete mission. Still not getting the drop you wanted.
Yep.
So yeah.
It's just faster.
Yep. Meme number 4.
Oh, God. Yep.
Like, where the fuck is it? Me. Finds 2 out of 3 caches in a mission for Nightwave. The 3rd cache.
Yep, it's true.
Peace. Meme number 5. This is why I mostly play solo. Finish the mission, stay in the squad, vote to repeat mission. Finish the mission, leave the squad, click to repeat mission, rejoin the exact same squad. Finishes the mission, force start another mission right away before everyone has loaded back into the orbiter and softlock their game.
Oh, damn. Yep, it do be like that.
And the final meme number 6 of this week. It's that time again. Assassin. Complete 3 assassination missions. Or Sergeant. Will anyone ever remember to make you a boss?
Yep.
Right, and obviously there is also the secret meme of the week, which is a quick video, and it's in the description. Go check it out. And yep, that's it. Moving on now to the community shoutouts of the week.
Community shoutouts. Right, okay, so the first community shoutout is Varuna by Dasta Creations.
That's a lovely image. Lovely. I can't stand the awoo.
Well, I didn't say that part, so it's fine.
No, they didn't though. They went Varuna. Awoo!
And they put little wolf emojis. But regardless of that,
4 of them. They were possibly statues, implicating the story that Dasta Creations' Twitter page is used for the guarding of people being transferred into... I don't know. This is so stupid.
So, moving on to the second community shout
God,
out.
people are really thirsty for this frame.
We have Wolf Mom by Sylphix.
Wolf Mum.
Yeah. It looks awesome, though. It's very, very well done piece together. The third community shout out is...
Oh my god, how thirsty are people for this bloody frame? And also, this helmet sucks. I'm sorry. This helmet looks half finished and untextured.
Yeah.
This image makes this helmet look amazing. That looks at how it should look. It doesn't look like that. It looks like untextured and horrible.
Yep. So, this is Wolf Queen Varuna by MDRLOz. Yep. Looks awesome.
It's a Varuna.
The fourth community shout out, which I accidentally peeked, is Trinity by a name I literally cannot pronounce.
Yes.
I really like this one. I
think it's awesome. I love the art. The only problem is they actually have feet.
Yeah, no, I get behind. Well, I mean, it'd be kind of weird if she didn't. But moving on.
At the same time, like I could totally see that in an anime. In fact, if it's better in anime, the one thing I don't like about this is the premium skin for Trinity, is that the upper chest bit, the mid chest thing is amazing. The fact that it looks like a suit, it looks too much like a suit. Dress.
Fair. Right, the fifth community shout out is Pink Urelli by... Pink Urelli coming through by Jorial.
Make way, my Pink Urelli is coming through.
Yeah. The sixth community shout out is Void Angel Floof by Dasta Creations.
Floof.
Mm-hmm. Doesn't it look amazing?
It's a floof.
It looks amazing.
It's a floof.
But it looks amazing, Loz.
It's a floof.
But it looks amazing, Loz.
Don't make me shout again.
You don't know how, Loz.
It's a floof.
The seventh community shout out. Yep, the seventh.
Looks freaking.
Is the Kagura Zaku skin by Narabon. There you go.
Amazing.
And that is it for the community shoutouts this week.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and that's the end of the episode.
That is the end of the episode.
So, thank you very much, everyone, for joining us this episode. It got a little bit ranty. It's a little bit long, but yeah.
The thing is, it's long in the year. I know it's long in the night, but it's also long in the year. And 2020 has not, in my opinion, not been a very good year for Warframe.
Yeah, neither is 2022.
Yeah, that's true. 2022 has not been a good year for Warframe, and it really should have been better.
I feel that in parts it has been a good year.
It has, but I think, and I'm hoping, I want to give him credit. I think it's been a big year in the background, and there's been a lot of work we haven't seen. And I know for all our ranting and things, I'm really hoping they're going to knock it out the park with Deviri. Maybe because it didn't come with as part of a package, a big update. When I listed everything we got this year so far, I didn't really mention crossplay. I imagine that has been a massive undertaking on their behalf.
No, you're right.
There's loads of people probably spent thousands and thousands of hours of effort to make that work, and it's just like, but what is it? But it's not content to play. So I'm like, oh, but what did we get? It's like they made crossplay work, which I'm not giving enough credit for. So we'll see. But at the same time, there is still things to be critical of, and I think next week we'll probably just have a ranty week of rantingness
with hopes. There's
loads. It is too. I mean, I do want to give credit on that because it is easy to just be entirely negative, but there is still some negativity that needs to be taken for it. It's like if there really wasn't. Let's be fair. They promised Deviri. They promised Deviri years ago, and then they finally put a thing of like it's going to be done by Christmas, and they couldn't hit that.
Yeah.
They should never have promised for Christmas.
Yeah, that's true. Right. Well, that's it for this week.
On that sad note, we'll see you next week for a
Bye,
ranty
everyone.
Join in for a ranty. Merry Christmas, everyone. If we don't see you, Happy New Year.